Chapter 23-21. As long as you lure him over, I'll kill him in one hit, Hun Xiao said calmly. Everyone was doubtful of Hun Xiao's words. After all, if Hun Xiao was really that powerful, Murong would not have been able to escape back then. However, they could only rely on Hun Xiao now. Whether they could succeed or not, it would be best if they could kill Murong. If they could not kill him, they would not lose anything. Immediately, they began to discuss the details. However, they did not know that Murong, who was hiding in the dark, had heard everything. Lure me out, trap me with various formations, and then kill me? Murong laughed coldly. If he did not know the situation, Murong might have fallen for it. However, now, would Murong still appear foolishly and fall into their trap? I can beat them at their own game and kill one of them, Murong thought to himself. Actually, he wanted to kill Hun Xiao and the others in one fell swoop. However, unless he was a level 5 or level 6 Dao ancestor, he would not be able to kill all of them in one fell swoop. Let's see what their plan is first. Murong did not leave immediately. Instead, he continued to hide nearby. After 3 days, Hun Xiao and the others finally finished their discussion. Then, the great angel from the Angel clan quickly left the Sacred Universe Alliance. After the great angel left, Hun Xiao and the other 11 super experts also quickly left the Sacred Universe Alliance. In the end, they all left the Sacred Universe Alliance. However, their destinations were different. Moreover, the level 4 angel left alone. Murong chuckled and ignored Hun Xiao and the others. Instead, he chased after the 4th stage heavenly angel. Murong knew their plan very well. The great angel had the support of the angel origin. Therefore, he was recommended by everyone to be the bait to lure Murong. Therefore, he had to return to the angel universe first. Then, he would gradually lure Murong over. During this process, he continuously changed his position and gradually met up with Hun Xiao and the others. Hun Xiao and the others went to set up trap. Once the 4 great angels lured Murong over, they would trap Murong and kill him in one blow. If Murong was eager for revenge and didn't know their plan, he would use the compass to locate the others gathered together, and only the 4 great angels acted alone. He would definitely go to the angel universe to kill the level 4 angels. Now, even if Murong knew of their plan, he had gone to the angel universe. After killing the 4th stage angel, Murong's strength would increase as long as he devoured it. Apart from that, Murong was also plotting for the origin of the angel universe. The 4 level angels quickly flew toward angel universe according to the plan. Whoosh! All of a sudden, the color of the sky changed. Looking around, the surroundings were shrouded in layers of thick fog. His vision was instantly blocked, and he was unable to see anything beyond 100 li. The 4 level angels were shocked but did not panic. His divine sense, which was as vast as the ocean, swept out like a tidal wave. Poof, poof, poof. However, his divine thought didn't spread far before it was shattered by an inexplicable force. Formation. The 4 level angel's face darkened. How could he not know that he had walked into a great killing formation? He took a step forward, and the terrifying power of a level 4 Tao ancestor instantly erupted from his feet. It surged in all directions like a vast ocean. It wanted to shatter the formation under his feet. However, the power had erupted, and it also blasted the origin star under his feet into dust. In fact, the entire world had been annihilated. However, the formation was not damaged at all. It was not affected at all. It seemed that the formation was not in this space, but the 4 level angels could clearly feel that they were enveloped by the formation that was filled with killing intent. Moreover, the formation was constantly erupting with terrifying attacks that swept over from all directions, wanting to kill him. Boom, boom, boom. Waves of terrifying power were constantly blasted out by the 4 level angels, and the nearby origin stars and planets were constantly blasted into dust. However, the formation still existed. Whoosh! At this moment, an immemorial great emperor came rapidly from ancient times with a saber in his hand, and then slashed down. A sense of danger rose from the heart of the four level angels. He knew that this immemorial great emperor could injure or even kill him. Therefore, he did not hesitate and instantly raised his power to the extreme, and struck out the holy light judgment. Rumble! However, what made the four level angels extremely depressed was that before he could strike out the holy light judgment, the angel power in his body had already become chaotic. Even the power that he struck out was attacking each other because of the chaos. In the end, the holy light judgment had just left his body when it automatically exploded because of the mutual attacks. At this moment, the immemorial great emperor had already struck down with a power that could destroy time and space. The four level angel's face was solemn, and waves of holy light were constantly erupting from his body. He took out one Tao ancestor artifact after another. At the same time, his figure retreated rapidly. Rumble bursts of inexplicable yet powerful energy constantly pressed down from all directions. Although it couldn't directly kill a Tier 4 angel, it was still very powerful. Although it could not kill the four level angels directly, it caused his speed to drop significantly. His figure, which was originally retreating rapidly, now seemed to be trapped in a swamp, and he could not move an inch. The immemorial great emperor held the chaos blade in his hand, and directly slashed down, sending all the Tao ancestor artifacts that the four level angels had taken out flying. However, the immemorial great emperor's attack was not hindered in the slightest because of this, and he quickly struck the four level angels with lightning speed. Feeling the aura of death, the four level angel's face finally changed. Angel Origin, lend me a hand. After a violent roar, he was about to borrow the power of the angel universe's origin to fight the enemy. 10,000 waves of soul. However, how could Murong Yu, who had arranged all this long ago, give the level angels the chance to use the angel universe's origin? Who knew if he had any means to temporarily borrow the power of the angel universe's origin to rise to the 5th level Tao ancestor realm? Therefore, he directly launched the most violent soul attack. In fact, this was a generous gift that Murong Yu specially prepared for the four level angels after knowing their plan and the level angels' route. The reason why this formation was not shattered was because this formation was only a projection of the formation. The formation's main body was far away. Soul attack, you're from the Soul Clan? Feeling Murong Yu's terrifying soul attack, the four level angels were extremely shocked. In the world, only the Soul Clan had such a powerful soul attack. Then, was the one attacking him now Hun Shao? Apart from Hun Shao, where else could the Soul Clan have such a powerful person? You're Hun Shao. The four level angels blocked the soul attack as they shouted angrily. At this moment, he still did not see Murong Yu's figure. Murong Yu did not waste time talking nonsense with the four level angels, and just controlled his strongest attack, and madly attacked. The primordial great emperor with the chaos blade in hand was really too powerful, and the chaotic power that erupted was several times that of Murong Yu's own. It was simply terrifying. The power of chaos filled the entire area, and it was almost materialized. Under the effect of the chaotic power, the four level angels found it difficult to move, and their strength, body, and even thoughts began to become chaotic. Their strength and body were in chaos, and just this was enough to be fatal. What was even more fatal was the chaos of their thoughts. Once their thoughts were in chaos, they would make the wrong judgment or even no judgment. In a battle between experts, judgment was the most important factor. Just like now, facing Murong Yu's soul attack, the level angels should have mobilized their strength to protect their souls. But at this moment they mobilized their strength and attacked. Even the power in his soul space burst out. With a poochie sound, Murong Yu's soul attack took the opportunity to enter, and directly destroyed a part of the four level angel's soul. With half of his soul gone, the four level angels were instantly seriously injured, and their strength immediately decreased. Originally, he was no match for Murong Yu, and now he was even more vulnerable. The primordial great angel slashed down. The four-level angel's body was directly split into two halves. However, the bodies of angels were just power, and slashing their bodies wouldn't kill them. However, Murong Yu's soul attack continued. Under the bombardment of tens of thousands of soul waves, the four-level angel's soul was constantly annihilated. In the end, the four-level angels let out a scream, and their entire soul was annihilated. Whoosh! The moment the four-level angels fell, a white light shot out from his body, toward the distant sky. The origin of the angel universe. Murong Yu snorted coldly. The power of the array projection fiercely pressed down. With a bang, the power of the angel universe's origin was directly blasted down. Murong Yu took a step forward, stretched out his big hand, and grabbed the angel universe's origin in his hand, and then threw it into the Hichu Luoshu. With a wave of his big hand, Murong Yu also put the four-level angel's corpse into the Hichu Luoshu, and then his figure flashed and disappeared. The primordial great emperor also dissipated between heaven and earth, and the chaos blade returned to Murong Yu's body once again. Murong Yu accidentally discovered that the primordial great emperor used the chaos blade not long ago. Although it was a little strange, because the primordial great emperor used the chaos blade more skillfully than he did, Murong Yu gave the chaos blade to the primordial great emperor. It was also because of this that it was so easy for him to kill the four-level angels this time. Otherwise, even relying on the array projection, the probability of killing the four-level angels was not very high. Even if he killed the four-level angels, Murong Yu would definitely be seriously injured. After all, if the four-level angels received the help of the angel universe's origin, perhaps the one who would be killed would be Murong Yu. Chapter 23-22 Hichu Luoshu. Murong Yu carefully looked at the source of the angel universe that was floating in front of him. There weren't many angel universes, and they were only about the size of a fist. However, the aura they emitted was extremely huge. It seemed to be the essence of the source of the angel universe. Although it wasn't as much as the source of the saint universe that Murong Yu had refined, it contained an extremely huge amount of energy, because it was the essence of the angel universe. It should be able to raise Murong Yu's cultivation by quite a bit. However, even though the angel universe had been suppressed by Murong Yu, it was still resisting fiercely. Strands of divine sense were constantly sweeping over. It was nothing more than threatening Murong Yu. However, in the beginning, the angel universe had promised Murong Yu all kinds of benefits and wanted Murong Yu to let it go. However, how could Murong Yu let it go? If he let it go, where would he go to find such pure energy to raise his own strength? Since the temptation didn't work, the angel universe began to threaten him. However, how could Murong Yu be afraid of it? If he was afraid, he wouldn't have suppressed it. Hichu, obliterate its consciousness for me. I'll go refine the fourth-level angel first, Murong Yu instructed Hichu and then quickly left. Refine. Murong Yu swallowed the corpse of the fourth-level angel into the primal chaos furnace and began to refine it to raise his cultivation. The primal chaos furnace trembled slightly, and the dead fourth-level angel was quickly refined into pure energy and poured into Murong Yu's body through space. Murong Yu seized this opportunity to raise his cultivation level. It was very easy for Murong Yu to raise his cultivation level now as long as he had enough energy. However, the higher his cultivation level, the more energy he needed to raise his cultivation level, and the slower his cultivation speed would be. The fourth-level Tao Ancestor Great Angel only raised his cultivation level by a small level in the end. It merely allowed him to attain the second level of the Tao Lord realm. However, even though his cultivation level had only increased by one level, his battle prowess had increased by leaps and bounds. It was at least 10 times stronger than before. Their comprehensive combat strength was even more terrifying. If he were to face Ningyu again, He was confident that he could kill Ningyu within an hour. Of course, it was inevitable that he would be injured. Sacred Leader, the consciousness of the angel universe origin has been obliterated. You can absorb it now. Hichu's voice sounded. Good. Murong Yu laughed and began to absorb more of the angel universe's origin power. Although it was only the size of a fist, the original power of the angel universe was much stronger than the power of a fourth-fold angel. It practically didn't take much effort to improve Murong Yu's cultivation by 2 realms and attain the 4th level of the Daolord realm. His strength soared once again. At this time, Murong Yu's combat strength still hadn't reached the 4th level Dao Ancestor realm. But things were different now. If he were to face Ningyu again, he could easily kill her without getting hurt. By relying on his mecha and various other treasures, his strength could roam freely through the 4th level of the Dao Ancestor realm. Ordinary 4th level Dao Ancestors weren't a match for him at all. Of course, even though his strength had soared, the gap between him and a 5th level Dao Ancestor was still too great. Murong Yu was still no match for Hun Xiao. Of course, it was even more difficult for Hun Xiao to kill him now. It's time to pay a visit to Hun Xiao and the others. After he consolidated his current cultivation and strength, Murong Yu intended to pay a visit to Hun Xiao and see if he could find an opportunity to kill the others one by one. Because Hichu Luoshu had always been under the effect of time acceleration, only a very short period of time had passed since he'd killed the 4th level angel. Hun Xiao and the others probably hadn't noticed that the 4th level angel had perished. Moreover, Murong Yu believed that the 4th level angel wouldn't give his soul jade slip to Hun Xiao and the others. Rumble. Just as Murong Yu was about to leave Hichu Luoshu, the origin of the Purple Phoenix universe, which had been breaking through in Hichu Luoshu, suddenly changed. An extremely vast aura suddenly came out of the origin of the Purple Phoenix universe. Although it was still inferior to the angel universe, it was more powerful than before. It broke through? It should be a promotion? Murong Yu was a little surprised. The Purple Phoenix universe didn't break through, it just leveled up. At the same time, in the distant Purple Phoenix universe, the moment the origin of the Purple Phoenix universe leveled up, the Purple Phoenix universe suddenly began to soar. Of course, this wasn't a sudden expansion, it was a silent expansion. For example, every planet and origin star was quietly changing. Although this change was fast, it was also very natural. Almost no one noticed it. Moreover, the distance between the primary stars was also slowly increasing. The entire Purple Phoenix universe was expanding 10 times, 20 times, 50 times. Finally, the Purple Phoenix universe expanded to 100 times before it finally stopped. Purple Phoenix seems to have become very powerful, at least 100 times stronger? Murong Yu appeared in front of the origin of the Purple Phoenix universe and said with a smile. It finally leveled up. The origin of the Purple Phoenix universe once again transformed into the appearance of a youth, standing in front of Murong Yu with a smile on his face. Although the youth of the origin had the appearance of a human, he didn't have any emotions. But now, after leveling up, he had human emotions and was almost similar to a real person. After leveling up, as my spokesperson, you can obtain more powerful abilities. In the Purple Phoenix universe, with my power, you can easily kill a 4th level Dao Ancestor. Even if it's a 5th level Dao Ancestor, you can temporarily contend with him. Outside the universe, I can inject power into you through space. Your strength isn't bad. I can even temporarily increase your strength. The youth of the origin looked at Murong Yu and said slowly, I'm now at the 3rd level Dao Ancestor realm. Can I level up to the 4th level Dao Ancestor realm? Murong Yu asked. Yes, but it won't take long. The youth of the origin said without hesitation. Murong Yu was immediately delighted. If his original body could level up to the 4th level Dao Ancestor realm, then with the help of a 4th level Dao Ancestor realm mecha, He could even kill a 4th level Dao ancestor realm instantly. This was extremely important to him. Haha, let's try this ability. Morong Yu laughed and immediately left Hichu Luoshu and flew toward the place where Hun Shao and the others were lying in ambush. The distance wasn't very far. Soon, Morong Yu had arrived nearby. At this time, Hun Shao and the others had finished setting up the trap. Hun Shao and the others were hiding in different places of the trap. Formations and restrictions? When Morong Yu saw their trap, he couldn't help but sneer. These formations and restrictions had no effect on him at all, okay? Of course, these were the formations and restrictions that had not been triggered. If they were triggered, and Morong Yu was in the formation, then he would definitely be attacked by the formation. He was immune to the formations and restrictions, but he was not immune to the attacks of the formations and restrictions. Lurking in the sky, Morong Yu quickly found Hun Shao and the others. These people were too strong, and they didn't hide at all. The power radiance revealed from their bodies shot into the sky. It was difficult for Morong Yu not to discover them. It's you. In the next moment, Morong Yu locked onto a relatively weak 4th level Dao ancestor. Zi Huang, don't let me down. Morong Yu quietly approached the relatively weak 4th level Dao ancestor, and at the same time, communicated with the origin of the Purple Phoenix universe. Pay attention. Although I can temporarily level you up to the 4th level Dao ancestor realm, it will only last for 20 breaths. In these 20 breaths, not only do you have to kill the opponent, but you also have to successfully leave here, the Origin Youth said lightly. 20 breaths is enough. As long as my original body is promoted to the 4th level Dao ancestor realm, I can kill him in an instant. While speaking, Morong Yu had already put on the mecha. Boom! At the same time, a powerful origin power also fell on him. At this moment, Morong Yu's battle strength began to soar. Peak 3rd level Dao ancestor, 4th level Dao ancestor. When Morong Yu's battle strength was promoted to the 4th level Dao ancestor, it stopped increasing. You only have 20 breaths. The Origin Youth raised another sentence. Morong Yu nodded, and then rushed out of the Hichu Luoshu, turned into a stream of light, and rushed straight to the 4th level Dao ancestor lurking in front of him. Morong Yu's speed was extremely fast, and almost rushed to the vicinity of the person in an instant. In a flash, before the person could react, Morong Yu's attack had already blasted down. After all, the other party was a 4th level Dao ancestor, and the time to react was extremely fast. In shock, he wanted to retreat immediately. But it was already too late. Morong Yu's violent attack had already fallen. With a poof, the 4th level Dao ancestor only had time to move his body, and his whole body had already been blown up by Morong Yu's power. Even his soul had not been able to escape before he died. A 4th level Dao ancestor died just like that. And from the time Morong Yu appeared to the time when he killed this person, it was even less than a breath's time. Everything happened in the blink of an eye. Whoosh! After killing this person, Morong Yu did not say anything, and got into the Hichu Luoshu, and then teleported away. It was not until Morong Yu was far away that Hun Shao and the others came to their senses. One by one, they approached, and their faces were extremely ugly. Because from the beginning to the end, they did not even know who killed the 4th level Dao ancestor. Morong Yu's speed was really too fast. Moreover, Morong Yu could sneak attack and kill this person, and he could also kill them. The most important thing was that they were all in the trap, surrounded by countless formations and restrictions. The other party could sneak in silently, and even kill a 4th level Dao ancestor with lightning speed, and then leave leisurely? For a moment, everyone's heart was enveloped by an extremely strong aura of death. It was so much so that even Hun Shao felt danger. Chapter 23:23. Everyone gathered together to guard against Morong Yu appearing again and attacking them. More than a dozen 4th level Dao ancestors were so scared that they could only gather together to resist together. Among them, there was even Hun Shao, a supreme existence whose strength could temporarily rise to the 5th level Tao ancestor level? If this matter were to spread out, no one would believe it. After all, 4th level and 5th level Tao ancestors were already the peak existences in the world. Who could force them? But this was the truth. However, after Murong Yu killed one of the 4th level Tao ancestors, he did not appear. In the blink of an eye, 10 years had passed. In these 10 years, many powerhouses had been huddling together in the trap and did not dare to leave. At this time, they finally knew that the 4th level Tao ancestor had been killed. Connecting the dots, how could they not know that the person who killed one of them was the powerhouse from the Mecha universe? However, how did the other party know that they were lying in ambush here? Or, the other party read the 4th level Tao ancestor's memory and knew the location of the trap. However, even if he knew, how did he enter the trap silently and carry out the attack? Even the 4th level Tao ancestor did not know the way in the trap. Therefore, the more they thought about it, the more they did not understand. The more they did not understand, the stronger the fear in their hearts. In the end, they only dared to gather together and did not dare to leave alone. They even had a feeling. They seemed to feel that Murong Yu was lurking outside the trap and waiting for them to leave so that he could attack them separately. Then, was Murong Yu really lurking outside the trap? Hun Xiao and the others guessed half of it right. In the beginning, Murong Yu hadn't truly left after killing one of them. Instead, he'd been lurking outside. However, in less than a year, he left. Hun Xiao and the others seemed to be frightened and did not dare to come out at all. Murong Yu expected that they would not dare to come out in a short time. Moreover, even if they came out, they would probably gather together. Murong Yu did not feel any pressure to kill one person in an instant. However, if more than a dozen people gathered together, Murong Yu was not confident that he could kill one of them instantly. Since that was the case, what was the point of staying here and wasting time? They couldn't escape anyway. Hence, Murong Yu quickly returned to the Sacred Universe Alliance. That's right, it was the Sacred Cosmos Alliance, not Shenzhen. Saint Universe Origin Space. Through the Sacred Universe Alliance headquarters, Murong Yu once again entered the Sacred Universe Origin Space. This was the only way Murong Yu could enter the origin space of the Sacred Universe. Murong Yu couldn't enter the origin space of the Sacred Universe anywhere else. The source space and the ordinary space existed in balance, but ordinary people could not enter. Furthermore, the origin of the Sacred Cosmos Alliance had been shattered and disappeared. As a result, the origin space of the Sacred Universe kept shrinking until there was almost nothing left. His strength had increased, and he had refined some origin fragments of the Sacred Universe. Therefore, Chu Yun could move freely in the origin space of the Sacred Universe. However, it was extremely difficult to find more origin fragments of the Sacred Universe. This was because Murong Yu wasn't sure if there were more origin fragments. As a result, Murong Yu didn't encounter any origin fragments of the Sacred Universe in the past 10 years. This made him even more certain that the origin fragments of the Sacred Universe he encountered before were just a stroke of luck. However, Murong Yu didn't give up and continued to search. After all, the origin space of the Sacred Universe was only so big. As long as he was lucky, he would find more origins of the Sacred Universe. Of course, if he was unlucky, he wouldn't even notice the origin space of the Sacred Universe floating in front of him. Hun Xiao left the trap? On this day, Murong Yu's original body was searching for the origin space of the Sacred Universe. However, a power clone he left outside the trap saw that Hun Xiao had turned into a stream of light and rushed out of the trap. With Murong Yu's ability, his original body could definitely appear outside the trap immediately and kill Hun Xiao. However, Murong Yu didn't do that. Even if he could temporarily borrow the power of the Purple Phoenix universe to raise his battle strength to the 4th level of Tao Ancestor. However, this power still couldn't kill Hun Xiao instantly. After all, Hun Xiao could temporarily raise his battle strength to the 5th level of Tao Ancestor. Even if it was a sneak attack, Morong Yu wasn't confident. If it were someone else, Morong Yu would definitely kill him without hesitation. However, other than Hun Shao, no one else appeared. Therefore, Morong Yu gave up the idea of killing him. His power clone continued to monitor the situation in the trap. As for his original body, it continued. Hun Shao is heading straight for the origin space of the sacred universe? Not long after, Morong Yu discovered that Hun Shao had entered the origin space of the sacred universe. Morong Yu had set up a faint power at the entrance. Whenever someone entered, they would be discovered by him. Hun Shao is in such a hurry. Could it be that he found the origin of the sacred universe? Morong Yu's heart skipped a beat. Then, he concealed himself and shot toward Hun Shao. Because Hun Shao was originally flying toward Morong Yu. Thus, it didn't take long for him to meet Morong Yu. Of course, he didn't discover Morong Yu, who had concealed himself. Hun Shao didn't seem to be on guard. He kept flying forward. Morong Yu followed behind Hun Shao silently. He wasn't afraid of embarrassing himself. After all, in the origin space, the aura that Hun Shao left behind wouldn't be wiped out in a short period of time. Of course, as time passed, even Hun Zhao's aura wouldn't last long. The two of them weren't fast. In fact, even if Hun Shao had reached an agreement with a sacred universe origin fragment that had consciousness, there were still many restrictions for him to walk around. After all, even if the sacred universe origin that had reached an agreement with him had consciousness, it was only a fragment after all. It couldn't control the entire sacred universe origin space. It's here? After following Hun Shao for a while, Hun Shao stopped. On the other hand, Morong Yu felt somewhat depressed. Because he had come here before, but he didn't discover anything. Whoosh! Just as Morong Yu's mind was filled with thoughts, Hun Shao had disappeared. Morong Yu hesitated. The reason why Hun Shao had disappeared was that he had entered another space. It was just like the time when he entered another space and encountered the origin fragment. There must be a fragment of the sacred universe origin inside. Was it the fragment with consciousness? If he went in, he would most likely be discovered. However, if he didn't go in, Morong Yu wouldn't be willing to accept it. In the end, he gritted his teeth and decided to go in. Purple Phoenix Universe, strengthen me. Morong Yu contacted the Purple Phoenix Universe origin directly. Then, his strength was strengthened to the level of a 4th level Tao ancestor. Morong Yu took out the He-2, the Book of the Luo, and various other treasures. While still concealing himself, he took a step forward. Whoosh! Morong Yu suddenly felt the scenery in front of him change. In the next moment, he appeared in a huge space. Rumble, an extremely strong aura of the origin swarmed in from the front like a tide. It instantly enveloped Morong Yu. Of course, it was only the aura of the origin energy. It wasn't the origin energy that had enveloped Morong Yu. Morong Yu looked in the direction of the origin energy. He saw a ball of origin energy that was larger than the one he had encountered before, hovering between heaven and earth. Hun Shao was sitting cross-legged in front of the ball of origin energy. He didn't know what he was doing. Hun Shao actually left such a large ball of origin energy and didn't refine it? Morong Yu couldn't help but feel a little strange. If he could refine the ball of origin energy, his strength would definitely skyrocket. He would at least be able to reach the level of a 4th level Tao ancestor. Even if it was Hun Shao, his strength would definitely skyrocket if he refined it. How could he resist such a great temptation? There were only two possibilities. One was that Hun Shao couldn't refine the ball of origin energy. The other was that he couldn't refine the ball of origin energy. It would be fine if he couldn't refine it. However, if he had the ability to refine it but didn't do so, he definitely had a big plan. Morong Yu guessed that the ball of origin energy should be the origin fragment that Hun Shao had reached an agreement with. Hun Shao didn't do anything. He just sat cross-legged where he was. Morong Yu didn't do anything either. He just watched everything quietly from afar. Half a year later, Han Shao suddenly stood up and quickly left the place. Han Shao, what the hell are you doing? Murong Yu slowly approached him. You've finally appeared? Before Murong Yu could get close to the ball of origin energy, a wave of fluctuation came and shocked Murong Yu. Murong Yu immediately stopped moving. At the same time, he increased his strength to the maximum. Once he realized that something was wrong, he would attack immediately. No one can hide in my territory. You can't either. Come out. The fluctuation came again. It was obvious that the origin fragment had discovered Murong Yu. However, the origin fragment didn't do anything. Since things had developed to this stage, Murong Yu didn't need to hide anymore. In fact, he couldn't continue hiding. Hence, he openly showed himself. Do you know why I didn't expose you? The fluctuation of the origin consciousness came again. Murong Yu shook his head. He really didn't know what the other party was planning. Because I want to use you to fight against Han Shao. The fluctuation came again. It was direct and simple. Murong Yu rolled his eyes. He couldn't believe it. Not only did you reach an agreement with Han Shao, you can even temporarily raise his level. Now, you're saying that I'm going to fight against Han Shao? You're not here to make fun of me, right? Murong Yu didn't believe the origin fragment at all. Han Shao is a traitor. I have no choice but to work with him. I'm asking a tiger for its skin. The fluctuation didn't contain any emotion. Chapter 23-24. How dare he call himself a traitor? Murong Yu couldn't help but feel speechless. Did this origin fragment think that it was an emperor? However, in the Holy Universe, the origin of the Holy Universe was indeed equivalent to an emperor, because the entire Holy Universe was ruled by it. However, why should I believe you? Murong Yu smiled. When he met an origin, that origin wanted to cooperate with him. Murong Yu did not believe that his character would be so good. For those with great luck, they would find treasures even if they fell into a latrine pit. Perhaps there was such a person, but it was definitely not him. This origin fragment had a consciousness. Murong Yu did not believe that a pie would fall from the sky. Because you are reliable. The fluctuation of the Holy Universe origin fragment came again. A smile appeared on Murong Yu's face. I'm indeed reliable. You're right about that. Of course. As the origin of the Holy Universe, you know everything that happens in the Holy Universe. I believe you know my character. That is why I chose to cooperate with you. The fluctuation came again. Murong Yu continued to smile. You are not afraid of plotting against me? You should know very well what kind of person I am. So, I might swallow you one day. As the center of billions of universes, although I have been shattered and even destroyed many origins. As long as you collect all of our origin fragments, you can control the Holy Universe. Once you control the Holy Universe, even the controller will not be able to kill you easily. Really? Murong Yu was a little tempted. Even though Han Shao looked very powerful right now, he couldn't even withstand a single blow from a controller. Moreover, Murong Yu's greatest enemy was not Han Shao or the 6th-level Dao ancestor. Instead, it was the 8 controllers. It was impossible for the 8 controllers to let Murong Yu become the Chaos Controller. Because once that happened, they would become Murong Yu's subjects and would no longer be high and mighty controllers. Therefore, once they felt that Murong Yu could threaten their position, they would kill Murong Yu. Murong Yu wasn't a controller, so there was no way he could resist a controller. If controlling the sacred universe could resist the controller, this would be Murong Yu's only chance of survival. If that was the case, Murong Yu would definitely seize the sacred universe. I am the only fragment of the origin of the Holy Universe that still has consciousness. As long as you work with me, I can help you sense the other fragments and refine them so that you can control the sacred universe. Murong Yu was extremely tempted. However, he immediately sneered. Back then, you also said the same thing to Han Shao, right? How many origin source fragments has Hun Shao found? That's right. I did promise Hun Shao the same thing back then. However, that was only a temporary measure. I had been stalling for time, and did not help Hun Shao at all. At most, it will only raise his cultivation to the 4th level of the Tao Ancestor realm. Cut the crap. If you're willing, we can work together right now. If you're not willing, then forgive me for not sending you off. I'll have to find someone else. Murong Yu did not leave immediately. After all, this was a rare opportunity. If he gave up, it would be difficult for him to control the sacred universe in the future. However, what if the fragment of the origin of the sacred universe was plotting something? I have a tiger in my heart. I'm not afraid of anything. After a while, Murong Yu made up his mind. Great, great. You want to become stronger, and so do I. I want to return to my peak. Seeing that Murong Yu had agreed, the fragment of the origin of the sacred universe was a little happy. What should I do now? Murong Yu was not too excited. Just establish a relationship with me. Of course, you can also refine me directly. The words of the fragment of the origin shocked Murong Yu. It was actually asking Murong Yu to refine it? Was it that generous? Don't be surprised. I can only merge with the other fragments of the origin by relying on you. The more fragments of the origin you merge, the more complete they are, and the greater the chances of you controlling the sacred universe. As for Hun Shao, he's an unreliable person. Even though he wants to refine me at all times, it's impossible. Murong Yu nodded. He wasn't afraid that the origin of the sacred universe was plotting anything, so he started to refine it. With its cooperation, it was very easy for Murong Yu to refine the ball of origin energy. Rumble. The energy contained within the ball of origin energy was truly too enormous. Even though it wasn't completely refined into energy and devoured by Murong Yu. However, it was still able to raise Murong Yu's cultivation to the Tao Ancestor realm. Moreover, Murong Yu noticed that since this fragment of the origin energy with consciousness had been refined, the fragment that Chu Yun had refined earlier had automatically merged with his body. What Murong Yu didn't know was that the fusion of the two fragments had caused the sacred universe to undergo some changes. The sacred universe had become much larger, and it was glowing with vitality. Originally, he was only at the Tao Lord realm, but he possessed the combat strength of a 3rd-level Tao Ancestor. Now that he had advanced by a realm and entered the Tao Ancestor realm, what level had Murong Yu's combat strength risen to? The combat strength of a 4th-level Tao Ancestor. After Murong Yu sensed his own combat strength, a hint of joy appeared on his face. With the combat strength of a 4th-level Tao Ancestor, coupled with the mecha, Murong Yu could definitely kill any 4th-level Tao Ancestor instantly. I can also temporarily raise your cultivation level and raise your combat strength to the 5th-level Tao Ancestor realm. The voice of the origin fragment sounded. The combat strength of a 5th-level Tao Ancestor? Murong Yu's eyes flickered with a threatening gaze. Then, he was already the strongest existence below the controller, right? How many levels are there in the Tao Ancestor realm? Murong Yu suddenly thought of this question and asked. How many levels are there in the Tao Lord realm? The origin of the sacred universe asked back. Murong Yu answered without hesitation, 9 levels. Then, he reacted, you mean, there are also 9 levels in the Tao Ancestor realm? The origin fragment of the sacred universe didn't say anything. Obviously, it had tacitly agreed. Murong Yu suddenly felt depressed. He originally thought that he was already very strong, but he didn't expect that he was still weak among the Tao Ancestors. It seemed that he still had to work hard. You don't have to belittle yourself. There aren't many Tao Ancestor powerhouses. High-level Tao Ancestors are even rarer. With your current strength, you can traverse hundreds of millions of universes. Of course, as long as you don't encounter someone stronger than you. Otherwise, you'll still suffer a tragedy. Moreover, in ancient times, the sacred universe was the most powerful universe, and the origin of the sacred universe was also the most powerful origin. Although it has been shattered now, every fragment of the origin contains an extremely huge amount of origin power. If you can refine them, your strength will increase rapidly. It won't be a problem to advance to the 9th level Tao Ancestor realm. As for the controller, it's not something that can be done with sufficient strength. Murong Yu nodded. Then let's start looking for the remaining origin fragments. He already couldn't wait to increase his strength and even control the sacred universe. As his strength continued to increase, his threat to those controllers became greater and greater. Perhaps one day those controllers would make a move and kill him. I think you'd better get rid of Han Xiao first. I've already removed the connection with him. He's probably stamping with rage now, the origin of the sacred universe said in Murong Yu's mind. After being refined by Murong Yu, they could now directly communicate with each other. There was no need for them to use mental fluctuations to communicate. In fact, the origin of the sacred universe could speak directly. However, because too many fragments had been shattered, it didn't even have the ability to speak directly. Han Xiao is a member of our sacred universe after all. With him around, he can help us resist the invasion of other universes. As long as he doesn't harm us, I won't touch him. After pondering for a moment, Murong Yu said slowly. As for the dozen or so 4th level Tao ancestors, Murong Yu ignored them for the time being. Anyway, they were still around. There would be plenty of opportunities to kill them in the future. Besides, there was no practical benefit for Murong Yu to kill them now. It was better to find more origin fragments of the sacred universe to increase his strength first. Okay, but the origin space of the sacred universe is also shattered. Even for me, it's not easy to find other origin fragments. You need to be mentally prepared. Murong Yu nodded. He had already guessed this. Therefore, he didn't feel strange. However, before Murong Yu could find the next origin fragment, a strong enemy invaded. Murong Yu, a 5th level Tao ancestor, is invading. You need to kill him. On this day, the origin fragment suddenly informed Murong Yu. After all, the sacred universe used to be the most powerful universe. In the past, because its origin was shattered, those powerhouses didn't care about it. However, after Murong Yu merged 2 origin fragments, the sacred universe began to glow with vitality. As a matter of fact, the 5th level Tao ancestors immediately sensed it and rushed over. If Murong Yu refined and merged more origin fragments, the upgrade of the sacred universe would be even more powerful. This was because, with the integration of the origin fragments, the sacred universe would gradually recover to its peak state. When the sacred universe became stronger, it would naturally arouse the covetous eyes of those powerhouses. In other words, in the future, Murong Yu would have to face a large number of 5th level Tao ancestors or above. However, Murong Yu wasn't even afraid of controllers, let alone these Tao ancestors. He would just have to deal with whatever came his way. Okay, 5th level Tao ancestors, I'll make an example of them. A cold murderous intent flashed in the depths of Murong Yu's eyes, and he immediately teleported out of the origin space. Whoosh! When he reappeared, Murong Yu was already in front of a young man. This young man was originally flying in the endless starry sky. Murong Yu's appearance out of thin air gave him a fright. However, as a 5th level Tao ancestor, he wasn't afraid. Especially after seeing that Murong Yu was only a 1st level Tao ancestor, his face was full of contempt. This young man was the 5th level Tao ancestor who invaded the sacred universe. He was Murong Yu's enemy. Chapter 23-25. Kid, you're blocking my way. The young man looked at Murong Yu with contempt and sneered. Murong Yu's face was gloomy, and there was a terrifying killing intent flashing in the depths of his eyes. Go back. The sacred universe is not a place where you can come. Otherwise, the sacred universe will be your burial ground. You mean, you're here to kill me? After hearing Murong Yu's words, the young man couldn't help but laugh as if he had seen the biggest joke in the world. In fact, that was exactly the case. He was a 5th-level Dao ancestor, while Murong Yu was only a 1st-level Dao ancestor. The difference in strength between the two was like the difference between a baby who had just learned to speak and a strong man who had learned martial arts. Even if there were tens of thousands of Murong Yu, they wouldn't be enough to be slapped by him. I've warned you. Now you're going to die. Murong Yu roared and took a step forward. His power erupted and directly shook an unmanned primordial star into powder. At the same time, his aura erupted and instantly rose to the 4th-level Dao ancestor realm. Pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger? The young man looked surprised. But the contempt on his face was getting stronger. So what if Murong Yu was pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger? He was still no match for him. He was a 5th-level Dao ancestor. In front of a 5th-level Dao ancestor, those who hadn't reached the 5th-level Dao ancestor were all ants. It was just that Murong Yu was a little bigger than an ant. When the young man was contemptuous and disdainful of Murong Yu's aura rose again. With a boom, Murong Yu had risen to the 5th-level Dao ancestor realm. This gave the young man a fright. Die! Murong Yu roared and the Buddhist incantation of 9 syllables burst out. Suddenly, the primordial Great Emperor stepped on the space-time and came from the ancient times. At the same time, Murong Yu handed the Blade of Chaos to the primordial Emperor. The immemorial Great Emperor released a powerful aura. The stronger Murong Yu was, the stronger the immemorial Great Emperor he summoned would be. The primordial Great Emperor's Blade of Chaos locked onto the young man and slashed down. At this moment, the young man had yet to recover from his shock. By the time he recovered from his shock, the surrounding area was already filled with the power of chaos. His power, his body, and even his soul were thrown into chaos. For a moment, he was unable to control himself. The Blade of Chaos tore through the sky and came crashing down. 10,000 layered soul waves. At the same time, Murong Yu also unleashed various powerful combat skills. Immediately, all sorts of battle skills with destructive power swept toward the young man, shattering the sky. The young man finally tasted the consequences of underestimating his opponent. The Blade of Chaos slashed down, and with a poof sound, the young man's body was directly split into 2 halves. At the same time, Murong Yu's various attacks poured down. After his body was split into 2, the young man's soul was also shattered by at least 1/3. The other attacks bombarded and blasted part of the young man's body into dust. Kill. Murong Yu did not hesitate and did not show mercy. He unleashed his most powerful attack and attacked again. At the same time, the primordial Great Emperor's remaining attacks were also extremely fast and ferocious. As soon as they came into contact, the young man was caught off guard and lost the initiative. He was severely injured at the first moment. Once he was severely injured, his power would decrease greatly. With his power decreased, he would not be a match for Murong Yu. If he was not a match, he could not fight back at all and could only defend passively. As a result, his injuries were even more severe. Boom, boom, boom. In 3 breaths' time, Murong Yu's countless attacks had all landed on the young man's body, causing him to suffer greatly and unable to fight back. Die! Murong Yu roared and blasted out his soul attack again. Before the young man could react, his soul had already been destroyed. A 5th-level Dao ancestor had fallen. What a terrifying battle strength! When they saw this scene, the surrounding people were silent. They were both 5th-level Dao ancestors, but the young man did not have the slightest power to fight back at all and was killed by Murong Yu with lightning speed. Murong Yu was suspected of a sneak attack and the young man had underestimated his opponent. However, this did not affect the final result. The final result was that the young man was killed. A 5th-level Dao ancestor was killed. A 5th-level Dao ancestor was killed. Under Murong Yu's operation, The impact of him killing a 5th-level Tao ancestor with lightning speed quickly spread throughout the entire sacred universe, and even quickly spread to several nearby universes and then to further universes. This was deliberately spread by Morong Yu. Otherwise, who would know about Morong Yu's deeds? Only by spreading it on a large scale could it have the effect of making a show of strength and making an example of others. As for whether that would expose his strength and then attract the covetous eyes of more experts, Morong Yu did not care about this anymore. As long as he found more fragments of the universe origin, his strength would become stronger and stronger. At that time, no matter how many enemies came, he would not be afraid. Furthermore, if more than a 5th-layer Tao ancestor came in, Morong Yu would have no choice but to fight them with all his might. After the video of Morong Yu killing a 5th-level Tao ancestor spread, the invaders quickly retreated in less than a day. The strongest in their universe was only a 4th-level Tao ancestor, and there were no 4th-level Tao ancestors. How would they dare to offend Morong Yu, who had the battle strength of a 5th-level Tao ancestor? If Morong Yu was angered, he could single-handedly slaughter their entire universe. Therefore, in just a few days, there were no more invaders in the entire sacred universe. All of this was thanks to Morong Yu. Therefore, everyone knew. Therefore, the cultivators in the sacred universe were all grateful to Morong Yu. If it were not for Morong Yu, they would have been killed sooner or later. In an instant, Morong Yu's reputation surpassed Han Zhao's and reached the highest peak so far. As for Han Zhao, although he was the leader of the Sacred Universe Alliance, he had been holed up in the Sacred Universe Alliance ever since the invasion. The cultivators in the Sacred Universe had been dissatisfied with him for a long time. Now Morong Yu, who was even more powerful than Han Zhao, had appeared. Suddenly, Han Zhao's reputation dropped sharply and almost fell to 0 overnight. Morong Yu has the strength of a 5th-level Tao ancestor? His strength has increased too quickly. Is it because of the sacred universe origin? Is what happened a few days ago related to him? In the Sacred Universe Alliance, Han Zhao's expression was extremely gloomy. If this continues, Morong Yu's strength will far surpass mine. No, I have to find a chance to take over his body. Han Zhao's eyes flashed with a terrifying cold light as he thought to himself. Alliance leader, in the Alliance headquarters, many people have left the Alliance to join Shenzhen. They said that the Alliance leader did not do anything and disappointed them. At this moment, an elder from the Soul clan walked over and reported to Han Zhao carefully. Han Zhao's expression was gloomy to begin with. Now it was even gloomier. How many people have left? More than 1/10 of them have left. More people are leaving the Sacred Universe Alliance one after another, the elder from the Soul clan answered carefully. Very good. Record all of these forces for me. They will regret it in the future, Han Zhao said coldly. That's it? The elder from the Soul clan clearly knew Han Zhao very well. If it was in the past, Han Zhao would have suppressed these traitors long ago. However, he did not do so now. In this world, if Han Zhao suppressed these traitors, it would cause more people to leave the Sacred Universe Alliance. Moreover, there were many traitors. If he wanted to suppress them, he would have to kill too many people. If that happened, Morong Yu might attack because he could not stand it. When the time came, he would go against Morong Yu directly. This would be very detrimental to Han Zhao's future plans. Different from the large-scale defections in the Sacred Universe Alliance, Shenzhen was very lively on the other side. Countless forces and individuals who had left the Sacred Universe Alliance all came to join Shenzhen. In an instant, the few starfields near Shenzhen were occupied by various forces. Moreover, more and more people came. However, Shenzhen did not do anything. As long as these people did not interfere with Shenzhen's normal operations, Shenzhen would not care about them. However, a few days later, there were some voices among these forces. They called for Morong Yu to establish the Sanctuary Alliance, and they were the staunch supporters of the Sanctuary Alliance. The so-called Sanctuary Alliance was actually similar to the Sacred Universe Alliance. It was just a new name to avoid being the same as the Sacred Universe Alliance. These were all initiated by the various forces. Murong-yu did not do anything about it. Of course, Shenzhen and Murong-yu could not ignore the voices of the people who were united. If they continued to ignore them, their hearts would turn cold. Shenzhen, Sacred Palace. Murong-yu and Shenzhen's core members gathered here to discuss whether or not to establish the Sanctuary Alliance. Sacred Leader, this is a good opportunity. If we can establish the Sanctuary Alliance, then you will be the leader. Together with your fighting power, it won't be a problem to unify the sacred universe. Duanmu Qing stood up and said excitedly. The higher the position, the greater the responsibility. It's not that I don't want to be responsible, but you know my character. Even if I establish the Sanctuary Alliance, I won't often deal with the matters of the Sanctuary Alliance. When the time comes, it will be like the Sacred Universe Alliance, where the people below will retaliate. Whether or not he was the leader, Murong-yu would deal with those invaders. Moreover, he would have to face many strong people if he wanted to seize the Sacred Universe. Sacred Leader, you just need to be the leader and come out at the crucial moment. As for the matters of the Sanctuary Alliance, we will take care of it. It was Jia Shui who spoke. Murong-yu couldn't help speechlessly looking at the crowd. From the looks of it, all of you want me to establish the Sanctuary Alliance and become its alliance master? Everyone said in unison, of course. Chapter 23-26. I can't go against the will of the masses. Looks like I have no choice but to agree. Otherwise, I'm afraid I won't even be the Holy Lord. Alright, let's establish the Sanctuary Alliance then. Murong-yu shook his head helplessly and looked very depressed. Everyone laughed out loud as if they didn't treat this as a serious meeting and didn't treat Murong-yu as a serious Holy Lord. In actual fact, this was how Murong-yu handled things. Although he was the Holy Lord of Shenzhen, he had never treated the people of Shenzhen as his disciples who were of a lower level than him. He treated them as his brothers, friends, and even family members. It was also because of this that although Shenzhen had been destroyed many times, the disciples of Shenzhen had never left. After Murong-yu agreed to establish the Sanctuary Alliance, he abided by his father's words and became a hands-off manager. He told Zhang Ao and the others how to establish the Covenant Alliance, what positions there would be after the Covenant Alliance was established, what restrictions there would be, and so on. Zhang Ao, Duanmu Qing, and the rest had rich experience in managing forces. It could be said that if they left Shenzhen, they could definitely establish a cohesive force in a short period of time. 3 days later, Zhang Ao, Duanmu Qing, and the rest settled everything. It was also on this day that they officially announced the establishment of the Sanctuary Alliance, and Murong-yu was the Holy Lord of the Sanctuary Alliance. However, the positions of the Deputy Alliance Leader and the Elders had not been decided yet. When Shenzhen announced the news, there was a huge response from a large number of people. All of them expressed their willingness to join the Sanctuary Alliance and become a part of the Sanctuary Alliance. At the same time, Zhang Ao and the rest made a galaxy near Shenzhen the headquarters of the Sanctuary Alliance. Since it was next to Shenzhen, they would be able to help each other in the shortest amount of time if anything happened. Moreover, Shenzhen's people didn't need to go to the headquarters of the Sanctuary Alliance usually. Holy Lord, Shenzhen has been established for a month and more than half of the forces in the Holy Universe have come to join us. Moreover, more and more people are coming to join us. Right now, the Sacred Cosmos Alliance only exists in name. On this day, Murong-yu and the rest of the upper echelons of Glory Sect gathered together. I'm afraid Hun Xiao is already extremely anxious, right? Murong-yu laughed. By doing this, the first person he offended was Hun Xiao. However, Murong-yu did not plan on returning to the Soul Race. Moreover, with his current strength, he did not fear Hun Xiao at all. Therefore, he was not afraid of offending Hun Xiao. The people of the Sacred Universe Alliance can't reach their original level. Other than the Soul Race, there were also some who were loyal to Hun Shao. However, according to the information I received, Hun Shao has been extremely calm since the beginning. He has not shown any signs of anger. There must be a reason behind this abnormality. It's impossible for Hun Shao to be so calm. Even if it were me, I would go crazy from anger. Morong Yu pondered. The truth told him that there was definitely something wrong with Hun Shao. Maybe he was thinking of a way to overthrow the Sanctuary Alliance. However, Morong Yu had a ferocious tiger in his heart. He was definitely not afraid. You don't have to worry about Hun Shao. We'll deal with whatever comes our way. How's the Sanctuary Alliance? Have the vice leaders, elders, and deacons been selected? Morong Yu asked. Zhang Ao, Duanmu Qing, and the others were lazy. They directly took the positions from the Sacred Universe Alliance. However, these positions were not decided by the Alliance leader, Zhang Ao, or the other powers. They had to vote for them. For example, the vice leaders, elders, and deacons of the Sacred Universe Alliance were divided according to the strength of their own powers. There was a huge disadvantage to this. For example, if a certain power was very strong, then the leader of that power would become the vice leader of the Sacred Universe Alliance. However, this power was not a good one. Although it was not to the extent of doing bad things, it had a bad reputation. If the leader of such a power became the vice leader, then, would the others be convinced? Even if they were convinced, they would only be dissatisfied in their hearts. This way, it would cause a phenomenon of feigning compliance. However, other than the fact that Morong Yu was already the alliance leader of the Sanctuary Alliance. Actually, Morong Yu became the alliance leader of the Sanctuary Alliance because of the unity of the people. It was the voice of the masses. The other positions, such as the vice leaders, elders, deacons, and so on, needed to be voted by the masses. Moreover, Morong Yu even used the technology of the Mecha universe to make some instruments to record all of this. It was completely a one-person, one-vote system. It prevented some people from cheating. The list of names is out. It seems that the people of Shenzhen are quite popular. Zhang Ao smiled. At the same time, he handed a device called the photon computer to Morong Yu. Morong Yu took it and flipped through it. He realized that many names had been nominated. However, there were some people who were the most vocal. Without a doubt, the vice leaders, elders, deacons, and so on were the ones who were the most vocal. There were 10 vice alliance masters each. Morong Yu looked at the votes for the vice leaders. Then, he let out a cry of surprise. Then, he looked at Zhao Jiqing in the hall. Because Zhao Jiqing's name was one of the 10 most vocal, and she had the highest number of vote. This made Morong Yu feel strange. Zhao Jiqing had always played the role of a good wife and mother. How did these people know about her? And why was her vote so high? Could it be that Zhang Ao and the others were behind this? Calling the votes of Shenzhen's disciples? Humph, father, what's with your expression? Do you think we're the ones behind it? Mother's strength, methods, beauty, and so on have long been famous. Who doesn't know that she's the #1 goddess of Shenzhen? The most beautiful, the noblest goddess? Good in the kitchen and good in the hall. That's what outsiders say about Mother. Also, she's the #1 beauty of the sacred universe. Morong Yen looked at Morong Yu and said proudly. Morong Yu was shocked. How come I didn't know? There's a lot you don't know. It's your fault for spending all your time cultivating. If you're not cultivating, then you're going on adventures. Morong Yen glared at Morong Yu. Morong Yu smiled and didn't get angry. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have such a comfortable life. When I become the Chaos Controller, I'll travel the world with you. Why does it feel so long? Morong Yen interrupted with a smile. Morong Yu glared at her. From what you're saying, do you think your father can't become the primal Chaos Controller? I didn't say that. You said it yourself. Morong Yen giggled. Morong Yu glared at Morong Yen and continued to look at the voting. Other than Zhao Jiqing, there were 9 other people who were the most popular deputy leader. However, they weren't Shengzhen's people. However, Murong Yu had heard of some of them. Under the deputy leader, there were 100 elders. Among the 100 most popular people, Murong Yu found many Shengzhen's people. Murong Xian, Zhang Ao, Duanmu Qing, and the others were all on the saint ranking. Among the 100 people, at least 10 were Shengzhen's people. Presumably, the strength of these great beings like Shengzhen was already deeply ingrained in the hearts of the people. The deacons and the Sacred Universe Alliance were the same. There were also 1,000 deacons. As a result, more Shengzhen's people were in the front. It could be said that if the final result didn't change, Shengzhen's people would almost control the entire Sanctuary Alliance. However, Murong Yu also found a problem. These people were all chosen by others. This was because all Shengzhen's people could participate in the voting. This was clearly prohibited from the start. It was also because of this that the credibility of this list was extremely high. It was also because of this that the other powers and individuals didn't get tired of voting. Moreover, there were almost no voices of dissent until now. Shengzhen's people didn't vote. Moreover, with the photon computer, they could check all the people who voted. It was absolutely fair and just. 3 months later, the Sanctuary Alliance was officially established. Murong Yu was naturally the leader of the Sanctuary Alliance. Zhao Jiqing was also the deputy leader with the highest number of votes. As for the others, because they were all voted by the public and Murong Yu didn't secretly manipulate them, they all chose the person with the highest number of votes to take up the position. Of course, it was impossible for Murong Yu not to investigate their identities and background. However, what made Murong Yu more gratified was that everyone's eyes were bright. The people they voted for weren't evil people. Moreover, these people weren't the masters of their own powerful forces. Some people were such people. There were also people whose strength and forces weren't that great. However, their prestige was very high. Therefore, prestige wasn't too directly related to strength and forces. As for the establishment of the Sanctuary Alliance, there was still no news from the Sacred Cosmos Alliance. In fact, their great array hadn't even been opened. No one left the Sacred Cosmos Alliance headquarters. Instead, some nearby universes came to congratulate them. In addition to those universes that hadn't invaded the Sacred Cosmos, universes like the Martial Tao universe that had invaded the Sacred Cosmos even brought treasures to congratulate them. For example, the Martial Tao universe's strongest was only a 3rd-level Tao ancestor. Now that Murong Yu had the strength of a 5th-level Tao ancestor, he could destroy their universe alone. The reason they brought treasures was nothing more than to apologize. At the same time, they hoped that Shengzhen wouldn't send troops to attack them. In fact, they came to apologize and even express their allegiance. Murong Yu didn't say anything to these people and accepted them all. However, for universes like the Giant Universe and the Angel Universe that had almost destroyed the Sacred Cosmos, Murong Yu's killing intent towards them had never stopped. One day, he would lead the Sanctuary Alliance's army to destroy these universes. Otherwise, the people of the Sanctuary Alliance wouldn't be able to take this lying down. However, there was still a huge gap between the Sanctuary Alliance's strength and the Angel Universe's strength. Besides Murong Yu himself, they didn't have any capable powerhouses. Therefore, what Murong Yu had to do now was rest and build up strength. When the time was right, he would destroy those universes in one fell swoop. Chapter 23-27. In the blink of an eye, the Sanctuary Alliance had been established for 10 years. In the past 10 years, Murong Yu had never left Shengzhen. Under his leadership, the Sanctuary Alliance was on the right track and had started to prosper. On this day, someone from the Sacred Cosmos Alliance came and presented an invitation from Han Xiao. Inviting me to the Sacred Cosmos Alliance for a gathering? What's going on? There was nothing in the invitation. It was just Han Xiao inviting Murong Yu for a gathering. This made Morong Yu suspicious. In fact, Morong Yu and Hun Shao did not have any relationship. Why would he invite him? Could it be that Hun Shao was plotting something? Morong Yu had always felt that Hun Shao was plotting something against him. However, with his strength, he was not afraid of Hun Shao. Most importantly, if Hun Shao was plotting something, he would eventually reveal it. When that time came, if he was plotting something behind his back, who knew what bad things would happen? Why don't I go and take a look now? If Hun Shao is plotting something, I'll crush it immediately. I'll even kill Hun Shao. Morong Yu quickly made up his mind. Then, he quickly left Shenzhen and flew towards the Sacred Cosmos Alliance. After flying at a normal speed to the Sacred Cosmos Alliance, a few days had passed. Morong Yu did not want Hun Shao to know about his various abilities. Hun Shao, I'm coming. Standing outside the Sacred Cosmos Alliance, Morong Yu suddenly shouted. Rumble! Before Morong Yu could finish his sentence, a huge crack appeared on the Sacred Cosmos Alliance's protective array. Then, a huge tunnel appeared and extended to Morong Yu's feet. Morong Yu, please come in. Hun Zhao's voice could be heard. Morong Yu was still fearless as he stepped into the tunnel. Rumble! Suddenly, the tunnel activated automatically and took Morong Yu into the depths of the Sacred Universe Alliance. Morong Yu did not mind. Since Hun Shao was working so hard, it would save him a lot of time. Not long after, Morong Yu appeared on an origin star. And in the origin star, other than Hun Shao, there was only him. Morong Yu's enormous spiritual thought instantly swept across the entire primordial star. After discovering that the primordial star did not have any formations or restrictions, Morong Yu then descended slowly. Hun Shao was too treacherous. Morong Yu didn't want to be like Brian and the others, trapped in the Yuan star by Morong Yu. Therefore, it was always better to be careful. Haha, Morong Yu, you are a member of my Hun clan. We are clansmen. Are you worried that I will harm you? Hun Shao laughed loudly and slowly walked over. I'm used to being cautious. Morong Yu smiled faintly and said non-committally. He was still quite wary of Hun Shao. After all, Hun Shao was not weak. If he were to launch a surprise attack, Morong Yu could easily fail miserably. Congratulations on becoming the Alliance Master of Sanctuary Alliance. I've been too busy recently, so I didn't go over that day. Don't be offended, Hun Shao said with a smile. Looking at Hun Shao, Morong Yu only smiled faintly. Who knew if Hun Shao was sincere or not? Therefore, he said casually, It's all right, I don't care about these things. You have the power of a 5th-level Tao ancestor. The stability of the sacred universe will be handed to you in the future. It's the young people's world now. Hun Shao sized up Morong Yu and his eyes shone strangely. Morong Yu was a little impatient. Hun Shao wouldn't have invited him over just to talk about these things, right? However, before he could express it, Hun Shao continued, Morong Yu, we haven't seen each other for a long time, right? Not that long, Morong Yu said faintly. We haven't seen each other for a few eras. Sigh, perhaps you still don't know who I am. Hun Shao stared at Morong Yu and his eyes suddenly shone with a terrifying light. At the same time, a huge force instantly enveloped Morong Yu. Morong Yu was shocked. Before he could react, he saw the scenery in front of him change. In the next moment, he appeared in an unfamiliar space. Rumble, a powerful and unfamiliar force surged from all directions and kept tearing the space around Morong Yu. It prevented Morong Yu from entering Hichu Luoshu. Morong Yu couldn't enter Hichu Luoshu. Naturally, he couldn't teleport away. Of course, if Morong Yu forced his way in, there was a high chance that he would rush into the turbulent space. Of course, with Morong Yu's current abilities, he wouldn't be afraid even if he entered the turbulent space. That was because the turbulent space had no effect on him. However, after entering the turbulent space, without any coordinates, Morong Yu couldn't break through space and return to the universe. If he couldn't return, he could only wander in the turbulent space for the rest of his life. His divine telekinesis, which was as vast as an ocean, exploded and spread into the distance. However, before it could spread, Morong Yu's divine telekinesis was crushed. It was quite terrifying. He couldn't detect his surroundings. However, Morong Yu was sure that he had already left the sacred universe and appeared in another universe. I didn't expect that I would still fall into his trap even though I was so careful. I can only say that Hun Shao is too cunning, Morong Yu thought to himself. However, he didn't panic. After observing his surroundings, Morong Yu decided on a direction and took a step forward. Morong Yu, don't waste your energy. Let me take over your body. You won't be able to leave this place. Do you know how long it took me to set this place up? A total of 10 eras, Hun Zhao's voice was heard. In the next moment, Hun Shao appeared in Morong Yu's line of sight again. At that moment, Hun Shao had a complacent appearance. He was extremely pleased with himself. Moreover, he seemed to be very excited. The way he looked at Morong Yu was like how a hungry wolf would look at a lamb. I've waited for this day for a long time, Hun Shao laughed out loud and said. Morong Yu's face turned gloomy. Hun Shao had prepared for 10 eras? He had prepared for this a long time ago. In other words, he knew about his existence a long time ago? Then, he thought about what Hun Shao had said earlier. Morong Yu, we haven't seen each other for a long time, right? It seemed like they had met a long time ago. However, Morong Yu had only met Hun Shao after the Sacred Universe Alliance was established. You must be very confused, right? We haven't known each other for a long time. Why would I prepare for 10 eras for you? Hun Shao looked at Morong Yu and chuckled. Morong Yu was indeed very curious. Hence, he nodded his head. Hun Shao didn't say anything. He only stood where he was and looked like he was deep in thought. Morong Yu was speechless. Actually, we've met in the cultivation world, Hun Shao said slowly after a long while. They've met in the cultivation world? Morong Yu's face changed. If that was the case, Hun Shao had really set his sights on him since a long time ago. However, who could it be? Old Yang Lin was already dead. So was Chang Tian. No, if what Hun Shao said is true, then old Yang Lin and Chang Tian might be related to Hun Shao. Maybe old Yang Lin and Chang Tian are just Hun Zhao's clones. Morong Yu had a lot of thoughts in his mind. He had already made a rough guess. I think you've already guessed something, right? To tell you the truth, Yang Lin and Chang Tian are merely my clones. Seeing Morong Yu turn pale with fright, Hun Shao laughed heartily in a complacent manner. Hun Shao, you're too cunning. This is a good move. You've been watching me since the beginning. So, my strongest enemy has always been you. However, I don't understand. How did you know that I would appear in the cultivation world? Morong Yu looked at Hun Shao and said word by word. I don't mind telling you. You're the only descendant of the chaotic tribe. My soul tribe is the servant of the chaotic tribe. How can I, Hun Shao, be a servant? Moreover, I know that you're a chaotic celestial and possess the Hichu Luoshu. You're qualified to become the controller of chaos. Therefore, I thought that Feng Qi knew about your existence. At the same time, he sent down a clone to observe you. In reality, Yang Lin wanted to refine you and Chang Tian wanted to possess your physical body. I deliberately orchestrated all of this. Even if you didn't have the ability to kill them, they wouldn't have succeeded in possessing your body. Because only I can possess your body. At that time, you were too weak. Even if I possessed your body, there wouldn't be any benefit. However, you're gradually getting out of my control now. Therefore, I had no choice but to carry out the possession plan in advance. If you want to blame someone, blame yourself. If your strength hadn't increased so quickly, I wouldn't have attacked you in advance. You're blaming me now? Morong Yu couldn't help but laugh. Of course, I'm not the only one who knows about your existence. Those damned Great Void Tribe members also know about your existence. However, the Great Void Tribe is in trouble today. Don't expect them to come and save you. Hun Shao laughed coldly. Murong Yu didn't find it strange anymore. Since Hun Shao could go down to the cultivation realm to spy on him, the Path Master of the Infernal Tao, who was also the leader of the Great Void Tribe, naturally had the ability to go down to the cultivation realm to protect him. If that wasn't the case, the Infernal Tao wouldn't even exist in the Holy World. The Path Master of the Infernal Tao must have gone down to secretly protect Murong Yu. However, what did it mean that the Great Void Tribe was in trouble now? Did they encounter some kind of trouble? They've offended those controllers. No matter how strong the Great Void Tribe is, they'll definitely be uprooted. However, you don't have to worry about this. After I possess your body and become the controller of chaos, I'll kill all those controllers. I'll avenge you. Don't worry. Oh right, since I dared to talk nonsense with you here, it means that I'm absolutely sure that you won't be able to escape. Therefore, you don't have to struggle. Hun Shao laughed loudly. Chapter 23-28. Yang Lin, Song Tian and Hun Shao were actually the same person. This Hun Shao was truly scheming and astute. After the initial shock, Murong Yu had calmed down. Looking at the proud Hun Shao, Murong Yu asked calmly, "Is Hun Shao your original body or one of your clones?" Hun Shao was stunned. Then, he laughed out loud. "Do you think I'm the clone of a controller? There's no need to doubt. I'm the original body and not a clone. If I were the controller, I wouldn't need to attack you so early." Murong Yu nodded. That was true. If Hun Zhao's original body was the controller, Murong Yu wouldn't be able to threaten him with his current abilities. Hence, he wouldn't attack so early. Then, as long as he killed Hun Shao, nothing would happen? However, Hun Shao had used 10 eras to prepare everything just to trap him. How could he escape from here? Murong Yu tried. There were various powers wreaking havoc here. He couldn't enter Hichu Luoshu. He couldn't even break open the void and enter the chaotic space. That was the reason why Hun Shao was so arrogant and conceited. He wasn't afraid that Murong Yu would escape. That was because he was confident. As for the reason why he was so confident, it was all based on his understanding of Murong Yu. Indeed, since the beginning of the cultivation world, Hun Shao had been monitoring Murong Yu. It could be said that other than Murong Yu's family, Hun Shao was the person who knew him the best. However, there were many things that Hun Shao didn't know. Hence, Murong Yu didn't have to die. Although Hun Shao was prepared, he didn't have a 100% chance of taking over his body. Cut the crap. If you want to take over my body, then take over my body. However, I'll tell you this. I'd rather die than let you take over my body. Murong Yu laughed coldly and started to increase his power. Hun Shao sneered and waved his hand. Immediately, various kinds of energy swept down from all directions and swiftly bombarded Murong Yu. In the twinkling of an eye, Murong Yu raised his strength to the peak of the 4th-tier Tao Ancestor. He didn't use the power of the origin of the Holy Universe to temporarily raise his power to the 5th-tier Tao Ancestor realm. Although his strength had soared after a temporary upgrade, it could not be sustained for long. Good steel should be used on the blade. The power and Murong Yu's physical body erupted, instantly sweeping out in all directions. The power that was bombarding him was directly blasted apart. This was a trap that Hun Shao had prepared for 10 eras. But before this, Hun Zhao's strength was only at the 3rd level of the Tao Ancestor realm. The power of the trap he set up was not very great. It only had the power of confinement. He couldn't enter Hichu Luoshu, and he couldn't walk as if he was flying. At this moment, Hun Shao also attacked. Hun Shao was also a 4th-level Tao Ancestor, and his strength was not bad. He unleashed his power and directly engaged in a great battle with Murong Yu. Moreover, in the trap, Hun Shao was like a fish in water, but Murong Yu seemed to be trapped in a swamp, and it was difficult for him to move. In the beginning, Murong Yu was at a disadvantage. However, it was impossible for Hun Shao to kill Murong Yu. Moreover, Hun Shao wanted Murong Yu's physical body. Therefore, in the battle, Hun Shao seemed to be very careful, and he tried his best not to damage Murong Yu's physical body. On the contrary, Murong Yu minded his own business, even if his physical body was severely injured. As long as the tree of life was still there, he could quickly recover from all his injuries in a short period of time. However, once he died, the injuries on his physical body would be difficult to recover. With Hun Zhao's ability, even if he succeeded in taking over Murong Yu's body, it would still be difficult for him to heal Murong Yu's physical body without the Tree of Life. Therefore, Murong Yu went on a rampage, and he was not afraid at all. As a result, although Hun Shao had the upper hand, he could not do anything to Murong Yu. However, Murong Yu was unable to break out of the trap. The trap was too big, and he could not use his divine thought. What he could see with his naked eyes was also limited. Most importantly, Murong Yu was unable to destroy the trap, and he was trapped in the trap. It was like walking in a maze, and he could not find a way out. Murong Yu, surrender without a fight. Do you think that the trap that I set up for 10 eras is only this powerful? I'll show you now, Hun Shao suddenly shouted in the midst of the battle. In the next moment, boom! An enormous force suddenly descended from the sky and slammed into Murong Yu's body. Murong Yu, who was suppressed, fell to the ground from the sky like a meteor. What a terrifying force! Murong Yu's expression changed. He shouted and stood up slowly. Murong Yu smelled the aura of the universe's origin from the force. You control the origin of a universe? Murong Yu said in surprise. Now, he was not only facing Hun Shao, but also the entire universe. It was quite terrifying. With Murong Yu's strength alone, it was difficult for him to fight against a universe. At least for now, he could not fight against a universe. Hun Shao sneered, "Do you think that I've lived all these years for nothing? But it's a pity that I'm only in control of this universe. I can't seize the origin of the divine universe, and I can't seize the origin of the saint universe either. Otherwise, I can suppress you with one hand. As long as I successfully seize your body, as long as I devour this universe, then I can rush to the 9th level of Tao Ancestor overnight. It's not impossible for me to become a chaos controller in one go." Hun Shao sneered as he bombarded Murong Yu with the power of the universe. He was extremely proud. Murong Yu also sneered, "You'll be destroyed by other chaos controllers before you can break through to the chaos controller." Boom! Hun Shao took a step forward and slapped Murong Yu with his big hand. With a bang, Murong Yu was directly suppressed. At this time, Hun Shao had merged with the universe that he had refined and transformed into a universe. His every move erupted with the power of the universe. Murong Yu could not resist at all. If I can reach the 5th level of Tao Ancestor, I might be able to break through Hun Zhao's trap. But the chances are not high. As for the Purple Phoenix universe, although I'm its spokesperson, I haven't refined it. So, I can't get the support of the Purple Phoenix universe's power and can't fight against Hun Shao. Murong Yu muttered to himself, "Then, do we have no choice but to surrender?" Then, he remembered the scene that had happened when he was possessed by the Soul Clansman. My main soul is in Hichu Luoshu anyway. Even if my physical body is possessed, Hun Shao can't complete the possession as long as my main soul is not destroyed. As long as I get the chance, Hichu Luoshu can teleport away directly. If Hun Shao dares to possess my body, maybe the purple light of my soul can annihilate him directly, Murong Yu thought in his heart. However, he continued to fight. Soon, Murong Yu pretended that he could not take it anymore. So, he stopped resisting. Hun Shao did not think that it was a trick at all. He laughed and placed hundreds of millions of restrictions on Murong Yu's body. He thought that Murong Yu had been suppressed by him. Little did he know that it was one of Murong Yu's schemes. Now, Murong Yu had already given it his all. "Murong Yu, I told you to give up a long time ago. See? Didn't I capture you in the end?" Actually, you can raise your cultivation to the 5th level of the Tao Ancestor realm. You might be able to escape from here. Han Shao looked at Morongyu with a mocking expression. Morongyu looked at Han Shao calmly. He did not care. Han Shao, don't talk nonsense. If you want to possess my body, then come at me. However, let me tell you, it's not that easy to possess my physical body. I don't need you to say anything. Han Shao sneered and immediately sat down with his legs crossed. He actually wanted to possess Jian Wushuang's body in the trap. This made Morongyu depressed. Originally, he thought that Han Shao would quickly leave the trap after capturing him. In that case, he would be able to find an opportunity. However, this step would not work now. After a while, Han Zhao's big hand suddenly stretched out and grabbed Morongyu's soul. Han Shao was not stupid. He knew that he had to destroy Morongyu's soul first. However, Morongyu's soul was extremely powerful. In order to prevent any tricks, Han Shao did not use his own soul. Whoosh! Without any hindrance, the large hand reached into Morongyu's soul space. In the next moment, he saw the soul ball that was as numerous as the stars in Morongyu's mind. Even though Han Shao knew Morongyu very well, he was still shocked when he saw this scene. Although it's a pity, the soul ball is the source of your soul power. Therefore, I'll still have to destroy it. Han Shao had a regretful look on his face as he threw a punch at Morongyu's soul sphere. Originally, if he could devour Morongyu's soul, he could possess all of Morongyu's achievements. However, he could only destroy Morongyu's soul ball now. Morongyu's expression changed immediately. Once the soul ball was destroyed, his soul would basically be crippled. He immediately shouted, "Hold on." Han Zhao's attack immediately stopped. A smile appeared on Morongyu's face. He looked at Han Shao and said slowly, "I forgot to tell you. My physical body and soul are compatible. Neither of them can be missing. If it's not my soul, it won't be able to control my physical body. If it's not my soul, it won't be able to become the chaos controller." Han Shao frowned as he looked at Morongyu. He had reason to suspect that Morongyu had said this to save his life. However, he had no choice but to believe it. What if it was true? If he destroyed Morongyu's soul, even if he possessed his physical body, he would not be able to become the chaos controller. Wouldn't that be a waste of effort? Therefore, Han Shao hesitated. A bright smile appeared on Morongyu's face. Therefore, you only have two choices now. As long as you let me go, we can still be good friends. The second choice is to refine my soul into your own. I think it's better for us to be good friends. What do you think? Han Shao looked at Morongyu with sparkling eyes. His face was full of hesitation. Chapter 23-29. Han Shao, you should let me go. We can still be good friends this way. Moreover, when I become the Chaos Controller in the future, I might be able to help you become one of the 8 great controllers. Morongyu tempted him, and stopped talking about refining his soul. If he made it so obvious, wouldn't he be revealing what he was trying to hide? Wouldn't that be telling Han Shao that there was something strange about his soul? It would be weird if he didn't feel strange when he kept asking him to refine his soul. Han Shao wasn't an idiot. Hence, Morongyu kept persuading him to make Han Shao think that he was only begging for mercy. Even if Han Shao was 100 times smarter, he wouldn't be able to figure out what was going on. Moreover, Morongyu had already explained to Han Shao the relationship between his soul and his physical body. Morongyu kept asking Han Shao to let him go. He was secretly telling Han Shao that he had nothing to fear. Shut up. I've worked hard for so many years. Do you think I'll let you go? Give up then. Although I don't know what you're up to. However, I'm going to take your soul. Han Shao suddenly roared. Morongyu immediately shut up. However, he was secretly happy. This meant that Han Shao had been tricked. However, Morongyu wasn't too happy. Han Shao was too powerful. It was still a question whether his purple soul light could kill Han Shao. Morongyu, tremble in fear. Hun Shao suddenly roared. His soul power had already engulfed Murong Yu's entire body. At the same time, he was already rushing towards his soul space. Hun Shao, it seems like we can't be good friends anymore. Since that's the case, I won't let you have your way even if my soul is destroyed, Murong Yu shouted coldly. He had already gathered his power and clashed with Hun Zhao's soul. However, Hun Shao unleashed the power of the universe at the same time. Although Murong Yu's soul wasn't bad. In terms of soul realm, Murong Yu's soul was still inferior to Hun Zhao's. Therefore, Murong Yu's soul was soon suppressed. Hun Shao, even if I self-destruct, I won't let you have your way. Murong Yu roared furiously and was about to self-destruct his soul. However, it was quickly suppressed by Hun Shao. Devour! After suppressing Murong Yu's soul, Hun Shao did not immediately devour Murong Yu's soul. Instead, he carefully devoured Murong Yu's soul. The soul sphere and even the entire soul space were checked, a total of 10 times. However, he still didn't find anything out of the ordinary. Other than the fact that Murong Yu's soul was a little weak, he didn't find any other problems. Hun Shao was relieved when he did not discover any abnormalities. Then, he began to devour. Murong Yu's heart almost jumped out of his throat when he saw Hun Zhao's soul flying towards him. If his purple soul light could severely injure Hun Shao, then Murong Yu would be able to make a comeback. However, if he could not suppress it, then he would really be devoured by Hun Shao. Whoosh! The soul clone that Murong Yu had left in the soul space was directly devoured by Hun Shao. However, the purple light didn't appear. Murong Yu's heart sank. Am I doomed? Ha ha ha! Hun Shao laughed out loud. He must have realized that Murong Yu wasn't up to any tricks. However, before Murong Yu's heart sank to the bottom and before Hun Zhao's laughter died down, there was a sudden change. Whoosh! A bright and dazzling purple light suddenly exploded from Hun Zhao's soul. It instantly engulfed Murong Yu's entire soul space. In reality, the purple light didn't come from Hun Zhao's soul. Instead, it came from Murong Yu's soul clone that he had devoured. Wherever the purple light passed, Hun Zhao's soul would melt. These melted souls turned into streaks of soul energy and all kinds of information that quickly surged into Murong Yu's soul. They quickly increased the level of Murong Yu's soul. At this moment, Hun Shao finally let out an earth-shattering sound. At this moment, more than 1/10 of Hun Zhao's soul had been melted by the purple light. Poof! Murong Yu's soul clone that Hun Shao had devoured was spat out by Hun Shao. However, Hun Shao was still screaming in pain. He turned around and shot out of Murong Yu's soul space. Hun Shao was extremely fast. Before Murong Yu could react, he had already charged out of Murong Yu's soul space. Even so, at least 2/10 of his soul had been melted by the purple light. His power instantly dropped. Moreover, the purple light followed closely behind Hun Zhao's soul. It quickly left Murong Yu's soul space and chased after him. It swore to destroy Hun Zhao's soul. The power of the universe! Hun Shao roared when he saw the purple light chasing after him. He used the power of the universe to attack the purple light. However, the power of the universe swept past the purple light. It couldn't stop the purple light at all. It was unstoppable. Although Hun Zhao's soul had already returned to his own soul space, he still had to face the purple light's attack. Because of that, Hun Shao did not say anything else. He took a step forward and quickly fled into the distance. He didn't even care about Murong Yu. If he continued to stay, his soul would be destroyed by the purple light. He wanted to take over Murong Yu's body. However, he had to do it on the basis that he was still alive. If he died, how could he take over Murong Yu's body? Therefore, the only thing he had to do now was to stay alive. As Hun Shao fled, the power he used to suppress Murong Yu also disappeared. Whoosh! Murong Yu had already seized the opportunity and charged into Hichu Luoshu. Then, he teleported back to the sacred universe. Only in the sacred universe, he wouldn't fall into Hun Zhao's trap. It would be difficult for Han Xiao to kill him. However, Han Zhao's power still exceeded Murong Yu's expectations. Even the purple light was unable to extinguish his soul. However, Murong Yu felt that more than 30% of Han Zhao's soul had been melted. Han Xiao was a member of the Soul Clan. Losing 30% of his soul was already considered a serious injury. His strength must have been greatly damaged. If there were no accidents, he wouldn't be able to recover his strength in a short time. In other words, he wouldn't be a match for Murong Yu for a certain period of time. However, they had already gotten straight to the point. It would be even more difficult for Han Xiao to kill Murong Yu. Moreover, it shouldn't be Murong Yu who was worried now. It should be Han Xiao who was worried about Murong Yu's pursuit. With Murong Yu's cultivation speed, he would definitely reach the 5th level of Tao Ancestor before Han Xiao recovered his strength. Once Murong Yu reached the 5th level of Tao Ancestor, with the help of the Sacred Universe's origin, he could temporarily reach the level of Tao Ancestor Lu Chong. At that time, all of Han Zhao's efforts would be in vain. Because any of Han Zhao's schemes couldn't withstand the power of a 6th level Tao Ancestor's punch. They would be destroyed by Murong Yu's punch. However, Han Zhao's matter also taught Murong Yu a lesson. Sometimes, an individual's combat strength really didn't mean anything. Just like Han Xiao, all kinds of methods came one after another. Murong Yu didn't have any room to display his strength at all. He was captured before he could even display his combat strength. I must be careful in the future. Otherwise, it's extremely easy to fail miserably. As his strength increased, Murong Yu realized that he was still a little careless. This mentality was not good. If it continued, he would be killed by his carelessness one day. Back in Shenzhen. At this time, the Sanctuary Alliance was already on the right track and was thriving. The surrounding universes all submitted to him. No more 5th level Tao Ancestors came in. Moreover, experts of the 6th level or higher realm didn't appear. The experts of the 6th level didn't dare to continue invading, and the experts of the higher level definitely didn't care about the sacred universe, right? However, no one invaded. This was exactly what Murong Yu wanted to see. What he lacked the most now was time. On this day, Murong Yu was absorbing some of Han Zhao's memories and some of the information he knew. After being melted by the purple light, the 30% of Han Zhao's soul that he lost directly became Murong Yu's. Moreover, the information contained in these souls was all turned into Murong Yu's. It was a pity that the information was all jumbled up and wasn't of much use to Murong Yu. He wanted to know about the Great Void Tribe, but there wasn't a single word. As for Yu Yangjia and the other members of the Great Void Tribe, they had already returned to the Great Void Universe. Therefore, Murong Yu didn't know who to look for even if he wanted to know more. He wanted to make a trip to the Great Void Universe, right? However, now that the universe was in such a state, it was inconvenient for him to leave. Otherwise, what if the sacred universe was destroyed? Moreover, the Great Void Tribe had offended the controller. Even if he went, it would be useless. He believed that the Great Void Tribe's clan leader had the ability to resolve this matter. Murong Yu, I've found another origin source fragment. As thousands of thoughts flashed through Murong Yu's mind, the voice of the sacred universe's origin rang directly in Murong Yu's ears. Really? Murong Yu was pleasantly surprised. In the next moment, he directly entered the sacred universe's origin space. Whoosh! The scene in front of him changed. In the next moment, Murong Yu appeared in an unfamiliar space. In front of him, waves of origin aura rolled over like a torrent. Looking over, it was an incomparably huge origin source fragment. It was at least twice as big as the origin fragment that Murong Yu had seen before. The power contained in this origin fragment has surpassed the origin fragment that you swallowed before. It can at least raise your realm by one level, allowing you to reach the second level Tao Ancestor realm. If you successfully break through, then you will have the combat power of a 5th-level Tao Ancestor. If you get my help, you will have the combat power of a 6th-level Tao Ancestor in a short time. The voice of the sacred universe's origin rang in Murong Yu's ears. Murong Yu nodded. He had calmed down. Let's begin. I have a premonition that a storm is coming. As he spoke, Murong Yu had already sat down with his legs crossed. The origin fragment in front of him, under the control of the conscious origin fragment, took the initiative to approach and quickly rushed into Murong Yu's body. Chapter 2330. When Murong Yu completely refined and devoured the origin source fragment, he made a breakthrough in his cultivation. He had broken through from the first heaven of the Tao Ancestor realm to the second heaven of the Tao Ancestor realm. This was something that couldn't be helped. Previously, Murong Yu had devoured an origin source fragment, which had directly increased his strength by an entire realm. However, after entering the Tao Ancestor realm, the power needed to break through was too much. Therefore, even though the origin fragment he had devoured was twice as much as before, it had only increased Murong Yu's realm by 1 level. However, even though it was only an increase of 1 level, his battle power was incomparable to before. At this moment, Murong Yu's battle power had reached the level of a 5th-level Tao Ancestor. If the sacred universe origin increased Murong Yu's realm by 1 more level, he would have the terrifying battle power of a 6th-level Tao Ancestor. Of course, the temporary increase in power was not permanent. When Murong Yu broke through, the sacred universe expanded several times, or even 10 times, because the origin was further perfected. Of course, this expansion was internal expansion. At least from afar, the sacred universe did not change much. It was at least 10 times bigger than before. Of course, Murong Yu was not the master of the sacred universe yet, so he could not detect this change. He could not see the entire sacred universe. However, he clearly felt that the sacred universe's vitality had become more vigorous. It could be said that it was full of vitality and vitality. Murong Yu even vaguely felt that the sacred universe had become a little stronger after his improvement. This feeling was very ethereal and illusory, but it was real. After all, the sacred universe had been the most powerful universe in ancient times. Great, 1% of the origin has been restored. The sacred universe origin's voice sounded in Murong Yu's mind. Only 1%? Murong Yu's eyes flickered with light as he replied. In other words, he had only devoured 1% of the sacred universe origin. There were still so many sacred universe origins, which was enough for him to become a 9th-level Tao Ancestor or even a controller. However, the sacred universe origin poured a bucket of cold water on his head. Stop dreaming. My essence has already been shattered. It's already good enough that I still have half of my essence left. Murong Yu rolled his eyes. Only 50% of the source fragment was still not bad. At the very least, he could raise his cultivation level by a few levels. Murong Yu was still optimistic. That's right, during the primordial era, the Saint Universe was the most powerful universe. In the end, why was even its source destroyed? Have all the experts from the sacred cosmos fallen? Murong Yu suddenly thought of this question and asked. However, he had already asked before this. Back then, the Saint Universe origin hadn't explained it to Murong Yu. Therefore, this time, Murong Yu only asked casually and did not expect to get an answer. However, the sacred universe origin pondered for a moment and said, "It was destroyed by a few controllers." Murong Yu was shocked. The 8 controllers attacked and destroyed the godly cosmos? Those great beings from the sacred universe were all killed by the controllers? Why did they destroy the sacred universe? Because the sacred universe was too powerful at that time. There were countless almighties and powerhouses. There were so many of them that they threatened the existence of the controllers, although it is said that there are only 9 great controllers under the heavens. Is this the truth? Will there be a 10th controller or even more controllers? Who knows? Perhaps those controllers didn't want someone to become the new controller and compete with them for benefit. Or maybe it's because of you. They didn't want the chaotic celestial body to grow. This is because the chaotic celestial body will only appear in the sacred universe and not in other universes. Therefore, those controllers destroyed the sacred universe. However, although they were controllers, they couldn't completely destroy the sacred universe. However, the sacred universe was also greatly damaged, and countless powerhouses were killed. Even the sacred universe without an origin had fewer geniuses. In the end, it led to the current situation where there aren't even many Tao ancestor-level cultivators. Murong Yu suddenly understood. It wasn't that those controllers didn't attack him, but they had done so a long time ago. They wanted the sacred universe to decline. This way, Murong Yu would most likely not be able to grow. However, Murong Yu still reached this step. Back then, the reason why the chaotic tribe was annihilated in one night was because of the secret actions of the controllers. Otherwise, how could the primal chaos race, as the most powerful race in the sacred universe and the most promising race to have a chaos controller, be wiped out overnight? The 8 overlords annihilated my primal chaos tribe. Murong Yu's killing intent immediately soared. The chaotic celestial body was born from endless chaos. However, Murong Yu also had a family. His family was the chaotic race. Those from the chaotic race were his family. However, they had been eliminated by the 8 great overlords. For the sake of their status and benefits, these people are really willing to go to any length. They even killed the chaotic race that gave birth to the chaotic celestial body. They didn't know that the chaotic celestial body was born from endless chaos. Even if the chaotic race was destroyed, the celestial body would still appear. These people deserve to die. Murong Yu was filled with killing intent. He had already sentenced the 8 controllers to death in his heart. If he became the chaotic race controller, he would definitely strip Biao and the others of their status and identity and choose new candidate. A controller controlled a great Tao. They should have no desires or desires. However, these people were too selfish. However, Murong Yu didn't want to find them now. Because he was no match for them now. Any controller would be able to kill him with a single breath. Murong Yu, you now control 1% of the universe. Now I'll teach you how to control the sacred universe. The sacred universe Origin's voice sounded again. Great. The sacred universe was becoming more and more powerful. If he could completely control the sacred universe, he would have the ability to face controllers in the future. Because of the sacred universe Origin's active help, Murong Yu could easily control the 1% of the sacred universe. Now, he could control the universe power of the sacred universe at any time and place. As long as the universe power of the sacred universe was added to him, his realm could be temporarily increased. In other words, he could temporarily increase his realm to level 1 or even level 6 without the help of the sacred universe Origin. Moreover, he could do it at any time. The most important thing was that the duration of the spell had increased after the increase in cultivation level. Because some of the origins have been destroyed, even if I devour the remaining ones, I won't be able to return to my original peak. Therefore, I need your help. You need to mobilize everyone in the sacred universe to help me. Let them worship me and get their power of faith. My origin will be restored. Of course, I won't get their faith for free. I'll give them some benefits in return. It'll complement each other. Just like the angel universe, killing invaders and getting benefits? Murong Yu was shocked. I don't need them to kill invaders. I just need their faith. The more power of faith there is, the faster I'll recover and the stronger I'll become. And the stronger I am, the stronger your survival ability will be. So, young man, fight hard. Murong Yu nodded. He was very willing to do such a thing. And he believed that everyone in the sacred universe would be happy to do so. This was because as long as they believed in the sacred universe origin, they would get benefit. Who wouldn't be willing to do such a thing? There were all kinds of benefits, such as increasing one's cultivation base, bestowing cultivation methods, battle skills, divine weapons, magical treasures, heavenly materials and earthly treasures, and even increasing one's comprehension ability. Murong Yu didn't hesitate at all. He handed this matter over to Shengzhen, Zhang Ao, Duanmu Qing, and the others. He believed that before long, many people would believe in the sacred universe origin. Of course, if these people believed in the sacred universe origin, not many would believe in Murong Yu. Murong Yu wouldn't have any power of faith. However, compared to the power of faith, he was more willing to get the sacred universe to become stronger. The more fragments of the origin I integrate, the stronger my ability will be. My ability to sense other fragments will also be strengthened. But the fragments are hidden too deeply, so it's not easy to find them, the sacred universe origin explained. Murong Yu nodded. Then, a crazy idea appeared in his mind. Apart from the power of faith that can repair the origin, can devouring the origin of other universes improve your ability? Yes, but it depends on the level of the origin of the universe. Ordinary origin of the universe isn't very useful to me. What if it's the angel universe origin? The angel universe origin? This origin is more powerful. If I can devour it, I'll be able to recover a lot of my origin. Murong Yu's face immediately lit up with joy. Since that's the case, let's just devour the angel universe's origin. Yes, even the angel universe origin should be devoured. There's no need for this kind of universe to continue to exist. Murong Yu said with a murderous look. The angel universe kept enslaving other universes, making the people of other universes their slaves, and then plundering the resources of other universes. Their methods were very vicious. Most importantly, the angel universe origin almost killed Murong Yu time and time again. Murong Yu had long wanted to destroy it. However, before that, let's get rid of Han Shao and those fourth-level Dao ancestors first. Murong Yu's eyes flashed with killing intent. He began to search the sacred universe. However, there was no trace of Han Shao. Presumably, Han Shao didn't dare to return to the sacred universe after being seriously injured. Instead, he hid in other universes to heal. Murong Yu didn't care anymore. He took a step forward. When he appeared again, he was already above the trap that Han Shao had set up earlier. At this time, the dozen fourth-level Dao ancestors were still hiding there. Chapter 23:31. Murong Yu had a compass in his hand, and could locate their exact location at any time. If they were to split up, they would definitely not be a match for Murong Yu. Therefore, they could only gather together and lurk in this trap. In any case, to experts of their level, a few reincarnation cycles was equivalent to a nap. As long as they could hold on for a few reincarnation cycles, would Murong Yu still remember them? They were afraid that he would have forgotten them long ago. At that time, they could leave this place. However, what they never expected was that Murong Yu would appear again in less than a few years, let alone a reincarnation cycle. However, this time, it was Murong Yu who appeared in person, and he did not put on a mecha. The current mecha no longer gave Murong Yu much of a boost. Therefore, he abandoned it and did not use it. Moreover, even if his original body appeared here now, he was not afraid of being discovered by them. So what if they knew that he had a mecha? Why would Murong Yu be afraid? Murong Yu's sudden appearance shocked all the experts below. However, when they saw that it was Murong Yu, they were even more surprised, because they all knew Murong Yu. What was Murong Yu, a second-level Dao ancestor, doing here? Could it be that he was here to spread the news to Han Shao? Everyone was surprised and looked at Murong Yu. But soon, their faces were filled with fear. Because they all felt the powerful aura from Murong Yu that they only felt from Han Shao. Fifth-level Dao ancestor. A fourth-level Dao ancestor cried out in surprise, his face full of horror. It is indeed the aura of a 5th-level Tao ancestor. Oh my God! How can Murong Yu be so powerful? If we can rope him in and join forces with Han Shao, we can definitely kill that cultivator from the mecha universe, right? Someone pondered in his heart. Then, he secretly communicated with the others about his idea. Everyone gathered together. The 4th-level Tao ancestor of the Fiend clan spoke first. Murong Yu, would you be willing to cooperate with us? As long as you are willing to cooperate with us, we will give Han Shao an equivalent reward. As he spoke, he even mentioned the cooperation with Han Shao. Of course, the main point was the reward for Han Shao. You guys are really generous. When he heard that these people wanted to cooperate with him and kill him, he was shocked. Murong Yu couldn't help but laugh. He felt that these people were really adorable. However, in order to deal with him, these people had really bled a lot. Seeing Murong Yu's smile, everyone was baffled. However, they all thought that Murong Yu was tempted. Therefore, they all felt that there was a chance. Murong Yu, you are very strong. If you can get the resources of our dozen or so universes to help you, I believe you'll soon break through to the 6th-layer Tao ancestor realm. So, what do you think? The Fiend race expert spoke again. Murong Yu stood in the sky and looked down at everyone. He shook his head. You guys are too ridiculous. Do you know who the expert from the mecha universe who has been chasing you guys is? Everyone was baffled, so they all shook their heads. However, in the next moment, their faces were filled with fear. This was because the mecha that they regarded as a nightmare was already draped over Murong Yu's body. Murong Yu was the expert from the mecha universe. After the shock, everyone was extremely furious. Damn it, Han Shao, that bastard, dared to deceive us. This is all part of their scheme. The giant race expert roared again and again, his anger soaring to the heavens. I finally know why Han Shao wanted to snatch the mecha that day. It turns out that he didn't want to kill the other party, but to save Murong Yu. Because he already knew Murong Yu's identity. Moreover, all of this is very likely to be directed by Han Shao. Looking at the furious experts on the ground, Murong Yu was speechless. These people's imagination was too rich. Even Murong Yu was impressed. Immediately, Murong Yu kept the mecha and said slowly, "You guys don't have to curse Han Shao anymore. Han Shao really doesn't know my identity. However, not long ago, Han Shao was severely injured by me and has already escaped from the Holy Universe." Everyone did not believe him. However, so what if they did not believe him? Murong Yu did not need them to believe him. His purpose of coming here was to kill them. Alright, all of you die. Murong Yu did not want to waste any more time with them. He was about to attack. Let's join forces and kill him. Although everyone was shocked, it did not mean that they were going to sit and wait for death. All of a sudden, all the experts roared and joined forces to attack Murong Yu. At this moment, they knew that only by joining forces could they escape with their lives. Otherwise, they would all be annihilated. Therefore, everyone did not hold back at all, and all kinds of strongest techniques burst forth. Murong Yu shook his head. He had already raised his strength to the limit. Then, he threw out a punch. Rumble, after an earth-shattering explosion, the power that everyone had unleashed was easily shattered into millions of pieces before it could even get close to Murong Yu. However, Murong Yu's power did not suffer any loss. It carried a terrifying aura that could destroy heaven and earth as it rolled down. Rumble, large areas of the void collapsed. As soon as the spatial turbulence appeared, it was pushed back by Murong Yu's power. Under the impact of this terrifying power, the traps that Han Shao and many level 4 Tao ancestors had set up were quickly shattered. Han Shao was not a level 5 Tao ancestor that day. Therefore, the traps that he had set up could not withstand the terrifying power of a level 5 Tao ancestor. A powerful aura that made everyone despair rushed down and quickly drowned them, making it difficult for them to move. You are too weak. You shouldn't have had evil thoughts about me in the first place. Looking at the many level 4 Tao ancestors who were struggling like ants, Morong Yu suddenly felt bored. The gap between these people and him was too big. Even if they joined forces, they were no match for him. However, these people wanted to kill him in the first place. Morong Yu would not let them go. As he spoke, Morong Yu exerted his strength with his fist. The dozen or so level 4 Tao ancestors below did not have the strength to fight back at all. With a bang, they were crushed and exploded. They could not be more dead. As for the traps that they had set up, they had already been blasted into a pile of powder. Morong Yu shook his head and took a step forward. In a flash, he disappeared from where he stood. After killing these enemies, Morong Yu planned to devour the origin of the angel universe. However, at this moment, a message talisman from Shenzhen pulled him back to Shenzhen. What's going on? Now the whole world is spreading the news that I have a chaotic celestial body physique and can become a chaos controller? Surpass the other 8 chaos controllers and control the entire chaos? When Morong Yu returned to the Shenzhen temple, the core members of Shenzhen were already seated. Morong Yu asked with a gloomy face. Everyone nodded. We just received the news. Overnight, the news has spread throughout the entire holy universe. According to the intelligence, the news has not spread very early in our holy universe. Before us, there were already many universes that were crazily spreading this news. Moreover, the news quickly spread to other universes. We can't cover it up even if we want to. Zhang Ao stood up and said in a deep voice, someone must be adding fuel to the fire. Otherwise, no one would know about the Holy Master's physique. Moreover, the force behind this is quite powerful. Otherwise, it would be impossible for the news to spread so widely overnight, Duan Muqing said. Morong Yu nodded. He had a vague guess in his heart. It was very likely that Han Shao had spread the news. However, how many powerful forces had Han Shao colluded with? I believe that in a few days the news will spread throughout all the universes. Holy Master, you're too dangerous. Why don't you leave the holy universe first? Someone suggested. Morong Yu shook his head. Those controllers should have known his identity all along. They had always been Morong Yu's enemy. Therefore, this matter was of no use to them. However, not many people knew that Morong Yu had a chaotic celestial body. However, now that the news had spread, some powerful Dao ancestors might have designs on him. 5th and 6th level Dao ancestors were nothing to Morong Yu. However, those 7th, 8th, and 9th level Dao ancestors would probably come knocking on his door. Although Morong Yu was powerful, he was still no match for those people. Once those people attacked, Morong Yu alone would not be a problem. At most, he could just leave. However, he could leave, but Shenzhen could not. Morong Yu could not take Shenzhen away, right? He could take him away, but his foundation was in the holy universe. So what if he took him away? The situation was very grim. Before they arrive, I'll try my best to improve my strength. Even if it's a small realm, it'll be good, Morong Yu thought in his heart. After improving by 1 level, Morong Yu could reach the 3rd level Dao Ancestor level. His battle strength would also skyrocket to the 6th level Dao Ancestor level. With the help of the Holy Universe's origin, he could temporarily improve to the 7th level Dao Ancestor level. However, it was very difficult to improve his strength. You guys strengthen your vigilance. We'll deal with whatever comes our way. I'll try my best to improve my realm. Whoever dares to touch us, we'll kill them, Morong Yu said murderously. Everyone nodded. This was the only way now. After that, Morong Yu did not immediately leave Shenzhen. Instead, he stayed to strengthen the mountain-protecting array of Shenzhen and the Sanctuary Alliance. Now, he had already controlled part of the Holy Universe. Therefore, he also added part of the Holy Universe's universe power into the array, making the array's lethality more terrifying and its defense stronger. After doing all this, Morong Yu returned to the origin space of the Holy Universe. He was ready to go with the holy universe's origin to hunt the angel universe's origin. Chapter 2332. The Origin of the Angel Universe. A crack suddenly appeared in the void. The next moment, a figure stepped out from the depths of the crack, and finally stood in the sky above the angel universe, exuding a huge and powerful aura, standing proudly in the firmament. This person was Morong-Yu. At this time, Morong-Yu did not erupt with the terrifying power of a fifth-level Tao ancestor, but only with the strength of his own realm. That was the second-level Tao ancestor realm. The second-level Tao ancestor. He believed that there were many second-level Tao ancestors in the angel universe, but the most powerful in the angel universe was only a fourth-level Tao ancestor. If Morong-Yu erupted with the strength of a fifth-level Tao ancestor, then who would dare to provoke him? Moreover, even the angel universe would not find someone to kill Morong-Yu, right? If the angel universe did not appear, then wouldn't Morong-Yu's trip be in vain? Boom! Morong-Yu's huge divine sense quickly dissipated, and then quickly locked on to a nearby big city. He took a step out, and his figure flickered, and he disappeared from the place. When he reappeared, he was already in the sky above the big city. Boom! Without saying a word, Morong-Yu punched down. The terrifying power of a second-level Tao ancestor burst out fiercely and directly blasted on the city below. Rumble! After a burst of heaven and earth cracking, countless angels were directly blasted into primitive power and died inexplicably. Anyway, these angels had done all kinds of bad things, and they were not real life, so Morong-Yu had no psychological burden to kill them. Everything just happened in a flash. In the blink of an eye, the big city under Morong-Yu's feet had been razed to the ground, and there were no more angels. They were all killed. Morong-Yu stood in the void with an indifferent face and did not move. It's coming. After a while, Morong-Yu's heart moved. The next moment, a huge aura of the origin enveloped Morong-Yu. It was the origin of the angel universe. The angel origin checked Morong-Yu with a strong sense of curiosity, and then quickly left. It was probably investigating Morong-Yu's true strength, so that it could inform the angel to kill Morong-Yu. Whoosh! In the blink of an eye, the angelic origin quickly retreated. Morong-Yu chased after them. The voice of the sacred universe origin rang out in Morong-Yu's mind. As for Morong-Yu, he gave chase without any hesitation. To deal with a cunning existence like the angel cosmic origin, Morong-Yu had to track it down. If he didn't track him, he wouldn't have been able to enter the origin space of the angel universe, because he couldn't find it at all. Perhaps it had discovered that Morong-Yu was chasing after it, but the angel universe origin's speed became even faster. It wanted to shake off Morong-Yu. However, Morong-Yu's speed was not slow either. With the strength of a fifth-level Tao ancestor, Morong-Yu's speed was comparable to that of a sixth-level Tao ancestor, or even faster. Although the angel universe origin was powerful, it was not much faster than Morong-Yu. Whoosh! Suddenly, Morong-Yu completely lost the aura of the angel universe origin. Let me do it. The angel universe origin has returned to the origin space. The living universe origin, hidden in Morong-Yu's body, roared and attacked. Rumble! An aura of the origin stronger than that of the angel universe origin burst out of Morong-Yu's body, and then it blasted the void in front of Morong-Yu. With a crack, the void in front of Morong-Yu was shattered, and then a passage filled with white fog appeared. At the same time, a strong aura of the origin kept gushing out of the passage like a torrent. "Go in," the sacred universe origin shouted. Without any hesitation, Morong-Yu rushed in. The next moment, with a whoosh, Morong-Yu rushed into a space filled with the aura of the origin. Everywhere was filled with white fog, and vision was greatly hindered. It was impossible to see anything in the distance. This way. The sacred universe origin in Morong-Yu's body pointed the way for Morong-Yu. Morong-Yu immediately rose into the air and shot in the direction the sacred universe origin had pointed. The further he flew, the stronger the aura of the origin became. Of course, the hostility was also growing stronger. Obviously, the Angel Universe origin knew that the newcomer was not friendly. "How dare you intrude into my origin space?" At this moment, a thunderous voice came from the front. At the same time, an angel appeared in front of Murong Yu. The aura of the angel was not very strong, but the aura of the Angel Universe origin was the strongest Murong Yu had ever seen. This angel should have been transformed by the Angel Universe origin. It was the Angel Universe origin. Murong Yu stopped and looked coldly at the Angel Universe origin. "Surrender." The Angel Universe origin flew into a rage, and its murderous aura skyrocketed. "A mere second-level Tao ancestor dares to make me surrender? You think too highly of yourself." The Angel Universe origin waved its hand as it spoke. The next moment, whoosh, 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 a passage appeared out of thin air, and then one after another, great angels with powerful auras shot out of it. There were first-level angels, second-level angels, and quite a few third-level angels. In the blink of an eye, the number of angels exceeded 1,000, and more were coming one after another. Was Murong Yu going to fight against all the great angels of the Angel Universe by himself? A contemptuous look appeared on Murong Yu's face. It was not that he looked down on these angels, but that the gap between them and him was too big. In a situation where there was a huge gap in combat power, no matter how many came, the result would be the same. They would be crushed by Murong Yu. "Do you think these bottles and jars can do anything to me?" Murong Yu pointed at the angels and laughed. "Kill him, and I'll give you a great reward. Whoever kills him will be promoted to a higher level." The Angel Universe origin had made a heavy investment. Immediately, the archangels became excited. One by one, they rushed toward Murong Yu. "I'll deal with these people, and you go deal with the Angel Universe origin?" Seeing those people rushing over, Murong Yu did not act immediately. Instead, he discussed with the Saint Universe origin inside him. "No problem," the Saint Universe origin agreed immediately. In fact, it had to devour the Angel Universe origin itself. Before its voice died away, the Angel Universe origin rushed out of Murong Yu's body. Then it transformed into the appearance of a young man. Right in front of the Angel Universe that was neither male nor female, and had no gender. The Saint Universe origin? The moment it saw the Saint Universe origin, the Angel Universe origin's expression changed. The Saint Universe origin's aura was not even as strong as it. But the Saint origin of the universe was very famous. How could the Angel Universe origin not be shocked? The Saint Universe origin did not say anything and directly attacked. It threw a punch at the Angel Universe origin. At this moment, Murong Yu did not have time to watch how the two universe origins were going to fight, because his opponents had already charged over. Although Murong Yu looked down on them, he did not underestimate them. With a thought, Murong Yu's aura began to skyrocket. Third-level Tao Ancestor, fourth-level Tao Ancestor, and finally fifth-level Tao Ancestor in one fell swoop, shocking all the worlds. Seeing Murong Yu's strength break through to the fifth-level Tao Ancestor in an instant, all the angels were stunned. The archangels who had been howling all turned mute, and their faces turned green. The strongest on their side was only a third-level Tao Ancestor, but the opponent was a fifth-level Tao Ancestor. How could they fight? Rushing forward was simply courting death. "Let's go." Some of the great angels were very determined and turned to leave. After all, they wanted to improve by one level, but they also needed to stay alive until the end. Who dared to say that they were a match for Murong Yu? For a moment, countless great angels turned and left. But there were still many great angels who did not know what was good for them and rushed forward, wanting to kill Murong Yu. Murong Yu shook his head helplessly with a smile and threw a punch. It was an ordinary punch. However, this punch had killed all the experts who had rushed up. Not a single one was left alive. This was the strength of a fifth-level Tao Ancestor. Run, what's the big deal? This is too deceptive. The great angels, who were originally itching to make a move against Morongyu, let out a shout upon seeing such a ferocious Morongyu. Then, they turned around and fled. In less than a few breaths of time, the archangels had all fled. Seeing this, the Angel Universe Origin's face turned green. But it could not do anything. This was because the Saint Universe Origin was aggressively suppressing it. Although the Saint Universe Origin seemed to be much weaker than it, and it was fighting in an away game. But in a real fight, the Angel Universe Origin was no match for it at all. Morongyu did not help or attack. Instead, he watched the battle between the two origins from afar. In fact, even if he attacked, his attack would not do much damage to the Angel Universe Origin, because at this time, they were both using the power of the origins to attack each other. That would damage the source of his power. Moreover, Morongyu also discovered that it wouldn't be long before the Sacred Cosmos Origin would suppress the Angel Cosmos Origin. Tai was the Universe Origin. Although it was very powerful, it was not at the same level as the Saint Universe Origin. Although the Saint Universe Origin had not fully recovered, it was still in fragments. But the Angel Universe Origin could not be compared to it. Sure enough, not long after, the Angel Universe Origin was no match for it and wanted to escape. However, this was its base camp. Where could it escape to? In the end, it was directly suppressed by the Saint Universe Origin. What's next? Is it going to devour it directly or what? Morongyu stepped forward and asked. Devour the Angel Universe Origin, then refine the Angel Universe Origin and integrate it into the Saint Universe, the Saint Universe Origin said slowly. Chapter 23:33. Merge the entire Angel Universe? Morongyu was taken aback. He didn't feel pity or anything, he was just surprised. He'd never refined an entire universe before. Yes, but I'll devour the Angel Universe Origin first. The Sacred Universe Origin had already started devouring. The Angel Universe Origin had already been suppressed, and in essence, it was far inferior to the Divine Universe Origin. Therefore, it couldn't stop the Sacred Universe Origin from devouring it. Morongyu stood to the side and watched as the source of the Angel Universe was slowly devoured. As the Angel Universe Origin was gradually devoured, the origin space of the Angel Universe was rapidly collapsing. If this situation continued, the origin space of the Angel Universe Origin would collapse after the Angel Universe Origin was completely devoured. Sure enough, a few days later, the Angel Universe Origin was completely devoured by the Sacred Universe Origin. The origin space of the Angel Universe had also completely collapsed. In the end, even Morongyu was forced to leave the origin space of the Angel Universe Origin. Nothing seems to have changed. Seeing the Sacred Universe Origin devouring the Angel Universe Origin, Morongyu looked puzzled. There's a big change. You'll know soon enough, the Sacred Universe Origin said mysteriously. It didn't explain anything to Morongyu. Let's leave the Angel Universe first. With that, the Sacred Universe Origin flew away. The current Angel Cosmos was vastly different from before. The original Angel Universe was full of angel power, and it was extremely rich. However, after the Angel Universe Origin was devoured and the origin space of the Angel Universe collapsed, the angel power in the Angel Universe decreased at a speed visible to the naked eye. Furthermore, the power of the angels had become chaotic. Even the space of the Angel Universe wasn't stable. If this continues, it won't be long before the Angel Universe completely declines. The Angel Universe is much weaker than the Sacred Universe. If it declines, there won't be any true self-realm cultivators, the Sacred Universe Origin explained to Morongyu on the way. Morongyu nodded. He'd expected this. After all, the fact of the Sacred Universe was right in front of them. After a while, Morongyu and the Saint Universe Origin left the Angel Universe. They appeared in the endless chaos and stopped. Alright, let's collect Angel Universe here. Holy Angel Universe stopped Murongyu. He began to collect the angelic cosmos. Murongyu was curious as to how the sacred universe origin had managed to collect the angel universe. Bang! The sacred universe origin burst into pieces and turned back into the power of the origin. It spread in all directions and wrapped around the angel universe. At the same time, Murongyu saw even more sacred cosmos origin force pouring in from the distant sacred cosmos, enveloping the angel cosmos. The angel universe was huge, but in the end it was completely covered by the saint universe origin. The angelic universe is being compressed and is rapidly becoming smaller. Murongyu watched as the angel cosmos rapidly shrank under the influence of the sacred universe origin energy. As long as it shrank to a certain size, even Murongyu could take it away. This way of collecting the universe was simple and violent. But Murongyu knew he couldn't do it. At least, he couldn't do it with his current power. That was because his strength wasn't that great. He had to be at least an 8th level or 9th level Tao ancestor to have such power. But for the sacred universe origin, it was a piece of cake. The sacred universe origin's power of the origin was too huge. And even if the origin power wasn't enough, it had the power of the entire sacred universe. As a result, the angelic universe was easily compressed to the size of a mountain. "I'll do it!" Murongyu roared and reached out his hand to grab the mountain-sized angel universe. The sacred universe origin didn't say anything. It turned back into human form and stood next to Murongyu, looking at Murongyu. Shwa! In the blink of an eye, Murongyu's large hand caught angel cosmos. At the same time, the sacred universe origin let go of the suppression on the angel universe. In that instant, Murongyu felt that the angel universe was incomparably heavy. In fact, Murongyu, who was caught off guard, even staggered and fell forward. So heavy! Murongyu's face darkened, and he quickly let go of the angel universe. If he continued to grab the angel universe, he'd be pulled into the endless chaos. "Why don't you do it?" Murongyu smiled awkwardly and looked at the sacred universe origin beside him. The sacred universe origin smiled and reached out his hand to grab the angel universe, which was falling quickly. At the same time, his other hand tore open a spatial tunnel that led to the sacred universe, and he rushed in first. Murongyu's face darkened, and he rushed in after the sacred universe origin. "Murongyu, get ready to accept my gift." After returning to the sacred universe origin suddenly shouted. Before Murongyu could even react to what was happening, waves of energy surged into his body like stormy wave. Suddenly, the chaotic celestial record automatically operated at high speed. His power was increasing at a speed visible to the naked eye. The power was too great. Murongyu didn't care where he was. He sat down cross-legged and began to refine the power that had entered his body. Fortunately, although the power that surged into his body was enormous, it was relatively gentle and not violent. Otherwise, Murongyu would be in a difficult situation. But now, he wasn't in a good situation. The power was too great, and he had raised himself to the peak state. Otherwise, he'd be easily crushed by the power that was rushing into his body. After an unknown amount of time, the power that was rushing into Murongyu's body gradually weakened. On this day, a power that was at least 100 times stronger than before burst out of Murongyu's body. It was overwhelming and destructive. Third Firmament Tao Ancestor, and Murongyu's body burst out with a powerful aura that belonged to a 6th Firmament Tao Ancestor. Murongyu had broken through to the 3rd Firmament Tao Ancestor realm. After a few days, there was no more power rushing into Murongyu's body. At the same time, Murongyu's new breakthrough had also been consolidated. Murongyu slowly opened his eyes and checked the changes that had happened to him. Then, he cried out in surprise, because he was surprised to find that his control of the sacred universe was stronger, and it was about 2%. Although it was only 1% more than before, this 1% difference was too big. Murong Yu's temporary increase of one celestial layer lasted for a longer period of time. Now, he could use even more cosmic energy. In other words, in the sacred universe, his battle strength had become stronger. These were all secondary. The most important thing was that the sacred universe origin had obviously become stronger. It should have repaired a lot. Murong Yu sensed it and found that the sacred universe was now bigger, at least a dozen times bigger than before. The bigger the sacred universe, the stronger its defensive ability was. Its vitality was more vigorous. These were all good things. The more powerful the sacred universe is, the more people covet it. The faster the sacred universe recovers, the faster those experts will take action. The voice of the sacred universe origin sounded in Murong Yu's ears. Yes. Murong Yu's heart sank. Although he could temporarily increase his battle strength to the 7th firmament Tao ancestor with the help of the sacred universe's power. But there were 8th and 9th firmament Tao ancestors. Those experts were not people he could fight against now. Moreover, there were controllers above the Tao ancestors. If the controllers took action, they might not be able to destroy the sacred universe, but it would be easy to destroy Murong Yu. Now I can only improve my strength quickly. However, the higher the realm, the slower the improvement. Where can I find enough power to quickly improve to the 4th or 5th firmament Tao ancestor, or even higher? If he could improve to the 5th firmament Tao ancestor realm, perhaps he could temporarily have the battle strength of a 9th firmament Tao ancestor with the power of the Sector Lord Sacred Universe. At that time, he would not be afraid of experts below the controllers. However, at that time, would the power of the sacred universe be able to help him improve by another level? Murong Yu expressed his doubts. Therefore, Murong Yu felt that it was more reliable to rely on himself. Take it slow. If it really doesn't work, you can only leave the sacred universe. There are so many universes in the endless chaos. There will be a place for you to stay, the sacred universe origin said slowly. Murong Yu nodded. If he really had to go that far, he would not be so embarrassed as to not run away. However, before he reached that step, he had to put up a fight. It would be best if he did not have to go that far. You consolidate first. I will go back to Shenzhen, Murong Yu said and then took a step forward. In the next moment, he appeared in Shenzhen. Haha, I, the Overlord, am back. Just as Murong Yu returned to Shenzhen, a thunderous laughter came from afar. Before the voice died down, a burly man had already appeared above Shenzhen. Who dares to disturb Shenzhen? A roar came from Shenzhen. At the same time, a fist shattered the sky, carrying a terrifying aura that could destroy heaven and earth, and blasted towards the Overlord. Haha, who in the sacred universe is a match for me? The Overlord laughed and punched out. However, at that moment, the fist that came from Shenzhen accelerated. Boom! The huge fist landed on the Overlord's face. The explosion of power sent the Overlord flying. He was slapped in the face as soon as he came over. The Overlord was depressed and shocked. Chapter 2334. Damn, since when did Shenzhen have such a powerful existence? He's at least a 4th-level Tao ancestor. The tyrant emperor was completely dumbfounded. In the end, he stopped on an origin star outside a star region and thought to himself with a face full of shock. Originally, the sacred universe only had Hun Shao, a 3rd-level Tao ancestor. A 3rd-level Tao ancestor at the peak of the Overlord's strength was enough to dominate the sacred universe. However, he did not expect such a person to appear in Shenzhen. Who was that person? The tyrant was depressed. He unfolded his body and continued to fly toward Shenzhen. Although the person who had attacked had sent him flying and slapped him in the face, he was still shocked. The other party did not have any killing intent. Otherwise, the tyrant would not have just been sent flying. He would have been killed directly. Moreover, he was only sent flying. There was not even a scratch on his face. When he returned to Shenzhen again, he was Murong Yu, who was already floating above Shenzhen. Looking at the strange smile on Murong Yu's face, the tyrant was extremely depressed. His intuition told him that the person who attacked him was definitely Murong Yu. However, how did Murong Yu become so powerful? Not long ago, he was still a rookie. That's not right. Murong Yu has already reached the 3rd level Dao Ancestor realm. The speed of his strength improvement is too terrifying. With his abnormal talent, he does have the combat strength of a 4th level Dao Ancestor. The tyrant thought to himself. At the same time, the tyrant was even more depressed. Originally, with his 3rd level Dao Ancestor strength, he was definitely the strongest person in Shenzhen. In that case, he would be the main character in Shenzhen. However, wasn't he in seclusion now? When he came out of seclusion, he was reduced to a supporting role. Tyrant, this welcoming ceremony is not bad? Murong Yu greeted him with a smile. It's not bad. I like it, the tyrant said with a dark face. At the same time, he asked curiously, Murong Yu, what level of Dao Ancestor is your combat strength now? 4th or 5th stage? 6th stage. Murong Yu did not hide anything. Plop. The tyrant was originally floating in the air. But after hearing Murong Yu's words, he staggered and fell to the ground. He was truly stunned by Murong Yu. Pervert. What a freak. The tyrant emperor muttered as he flew into the air. Murong Yu smiled at the tyrant emperor. Tyrant emperor, what are you talking about? Seeing the dangerous smile on Murong Yu's face, the tyrant immediately smiled. It's nothing, I'm just saying that you're very handsome and very strong. In Shenzhen, the tyrant understood the current situation of the sacred universe in detail and felt a little annoyed. He even had the urge to leave the sacred universe. He was originally an expert who stood at the forefront. But now, in the near future, most likely 6th level Dao Ancestors, 7th level Dao Ancestors, and other powerful experts would arrive one after another, right? In that case, he would be an ant in front of those people. The blow was too great. However, looking at the unusually calm people in Shenzhen, the tyrant emperor did not have the nerve to leave Shenzhen. Anyway, if the sky fell, there were tall people to block it. Wasn't there Murong Yu? If Murong Yu could not block it, it would not be too late for him to escape. When he thought of this, the tyrant emperor could not help but heave a sigh of relief. He realized that having a powerful backer behind him was actually a blessing. Everyone in the sacred hall began to discuss what to do next. But at this moment, an extremely powerful aura swept over from afar, like a torrential river, rolling over. Everywhere it passed, the void shattered and planets were destroyed. Some powerhouses who were not strong enough were directly pressed to the ground under the suppression of this terrifying aura, unable to move. And this kind of people who were not strong enough could be found everywhere. This aura was too powerful, surpassing that of a 5th level Dao Ancestor. It was at least a 6th level Dao Ancestor. In the sacred hall, Murong Yu's eyes suddenly flashed with a cold light, and he waved his hand. Suddenly, the formation that covered dozens of starfields was activated by him. This formation was set up under his leadership, together with Shenzhen and many experts in the Sanctuary Alliance. The area covered by the formation was the base camp of Shenzhen and the Sanctuary Alliance. Compared to Shenzhen, especially the Sanctuary Alliance, dozens of starfields was not big, and it was even relatively narrow. Many of the planets were full of people. However, this was something that could not be helped. Now that there was danger everywhere, countless experts had their eyes on Murong Yu and the sacred universe. With Murong Yu's current strength, he could only estimate the range of dozens of starfields. Murong Yu was powerless to do anything bigger than that. Of course, with his strength, it was not a problem to protect the entire sacred universe. But such a defense would not be able to withstand a single blow. It was better to concentrate the strongest power and protect the dozens of starfields first. After Murong Yu's strength increased, he could slowly expand the range. After he completely controlled the sacred universe, who would dare to compete with him in the sacred universe? Buzz. After the formation was activated, a layer of transparent film appeared above the dozens of starfields, completely isolating the vast aura that swept over. Those who were suppressed to the ground because they couldn't resist the powerful aura also stood up again, cursing and swearing. They cursed the expert who came out of nowhere, but they were extremely grateful to Murong Yu. This was because the formation was set up by Murong Yu. If it was not Murong Yu who could set up this formation was not just a simple formation, but it was connected to the entire sacred universe. The formation did not need origin crystals or origin meridians, but it consumed the power of the universe. The sacred universe was so big, and the power of the universe was almost endless. Moreover, as the origin of the sacred universe continued to recover and become stronger, the power of the universe would also become stronger. If someone attacked the formation, it would be a direct confrontation with the sacred universe. Of course, the Sanctuary Alliance's formation was not at the level of the sacred universe, so it would be destroyed. A 6th-level Tao ancestor is here. I wonder which universe he is from? Let's go out and take a look. Murong Yu's eyes flashed. He waved his hand and disappeared from the hall. As for the tyrant, Murong Xian, and the others, they were swept up by Murong Yu's power. They followed behind Murong Yu and quickly appeared outside the formation. You are Murong Yu? Kill yourself. Otherwise, I will destroy the sacred universe first and then take over your body. The person who came was a skinny old man. The old man's aura was gloomy, and his triangular eyes sized up Murong Yu. His words were so eerie that Murong Xian and the others could not help but shudder. You want my body? It just so happens that the Sanctuary Alliance is lacking some powerful guardians. I think you are just right. Why don't you stay and be the watchdog of the Sanctuary Alliance? Murong Yu looked at the old man coldly and said. Since the other party wanted him dead, there was no need for Murong Yu to feign sympathy and waste his breath on them. He just went straight to the point. Ha ha ha, the tyrant and the others burst into laughter. They were no match for the old man, so they could only mock the old man with laughter. Although the old man was many times stronger than them, what did they have to fear? Murong Yu, you think too highly of yourself. Do you think that you can be arrogant just because you killed a 5th-level Tao ancestor? In front of me, you are just an ant. Surrender now, or I will make you wish you were dead, the old man said sinisterly. Cut the crap. You want my body? Come and get it yourself. Murong Yu sneered. Not to mention that the old man was only a 6th-level Tao ancestor, even a 7th-level Tao ancestor would not be afraid. You don't know your place. The skinny old man snorted. He took a step forward, and his big hand suddenly stepped out, grabbing Murong Yu in the air. Murong Yu's battle strength had reached the 6th-level Tao ancestor. With the help of various battle skills and treasures, Murong Yu was confident that he could kill the skinny old man with his own strength. However, he had to go through a big battle, and it would take some time. But now, not only did he have to kill the old man, but he also had to intimidate others. Only by killing with one blow could he intimidate hundreds of millions of experts. Therefore, Murong Yu wanted to use the power of the origin of the sacred universe to raise his battle strength by one level so that he could reach the 7th-level Tao ancestor. After reaching the 7th-level Tao ancestor's battle strength, Murong Yu could suppress the skinny old man with one hand. However, just as he was about to raise his battle strength, his heart stirred. Sacred Universe Origin, give me the power to kill the invader. Under Murong Yu's deliberate efforts, his voice spread across a few hundred star fields. Rumble, before Murong Yu's voice fell, the aura on his body skyrocketed rapidly. 4th-level Tao Ancestor, 5th-level Tao Ancestor, 6th-level Tao Ancestor. Almost in an instant, Murong Yu's battle strength had reached the same level as the skinny old man. Moreover, Murong Yu's battle strength continued to rise. Seeing this scene, everyone, including the skinny old man, was shocked. The Sanctuary Alliance was shocked to see Murong Yu's powerful battle strength. Moreover, they had all heard Murong Yu's shout. This strength seemed to be bestowed by the Sacred Universe Origin? If the Sacred Universe Origin was really so powerful, then if they continued to believe in the Sacred Universe Origin, wouldn't they be the same as Murong Yu? Rumble. While everyone was shocked, Murong Yu's battle strength had risen to the 7th level Dao Ancestor realm. 7th level Dao Ancestor? The skinny old man suddenly exclaimed, and then without saying a word, he turned and fled into the distance. 7th level Dao Ancestor. The Sacred Universe Origin could actually raise the battle strength of the Alliance Master to the 7th level Dao Ancestor realm? This was too terrifying. I also want to be a 7th level Dao Ancestor. I also want to be powerful. I want to believe in the Sacred Universe Origin. Seeing Murong Yu's great improvement in strength, many experts in the Sanctuary Alliance were shocked, and their belief in the Sacred Universe Origin became more and more firm. In fact, Murong Yu could sense that even more people had started to believe in the sacred origin of the universe at this moment. Chapter 2335. The power of faith could help the Sacred Universe Origin recover. The more people believed in the Sacred Universe Origin, the more power of faith the Sacred Universe Origin would receive. The more power of faith there was, the faster the Sacred Universe Origin would recover. The more the Sacred Universe Origin recovered, the more it would help Murong Yu. At this moment, Murong Yu could clearly feel that the Sacred Universe Origin was recovering quickly. If this continued, it would only be a matter of time before the Sacred Universe Origin was completely restored. This was the reason why Murong Yu shouted. Otherwise, why would he tell others how he improved his strength when there was nothing wrong with him? Seeing that the skinny old man was about to escape, Murong Yu laughed. "Old man, didn't you want to kill me? Why are you running away now? Since you're here, don't leave. Stay and be the watchdog of the Sanctuary Alliance. I need some dogs to guard the gate." Murong Yu laughed. The skinny old man's wrinkled face, which was originally like dried orange peel, became even more unsightly. He didn't expect Murong Yu's strength to be so terrifying that he could raise his strength to the 7th level Dao Ancestor. Although a 6th level Dao Ancestor was powerful, he was nothing compared to a 7th level Dao Ancestor. If he had known that Murong Yu was so terrifying, he wouldn't have been willing to go near the Sacred Universe, let alone kill Murong Yu. Therefore, even though he was extremely sullen, the skinny old man didn't say a word. He used his fastest speed to escape quickly. However, Murong Yu shook his head. "Old man, stay here." As he spoke, Murong Yu had already reached out his hand and grabbed the skinny old man who was running away frantically. The skinny old man was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, he had already passed hundreds and thousands of star sectors. However, Murong Yu was even faster. The big hand arrived first. Billions of claw shadows had already enveloped the void near the skinny old man and grabbed him directly. The skinny old man sensed danger and immediately roared. His body that was moving forward at high speed suddenly stopped. The next moment, he exploded with his strongest power and blasted toward Murong Yu's big hand. Puff! However, his strongest attack only made a fart-like sound in the end. Then, like a clay ox entering the sea, it disappeared without a trace. This was the difference between a 6th level Dao Ancestor and a 7th level Dao Ancestor. At this moment, Murong Yu's big hand had already slapped down from the sky. Plop! The skinny old man was directly slapped down, landing on the ground with his face flat on his face. Under Murong Yu's powerful suppression, he couldn't even struggle in the slightest. The next moment, he was taken back by Murong Yu. "Kill me!" The shriveled old man roared at Murong Yu, because he already knew how miserable his life was going to be. A smile appeared on Morong Yu's face. I won't kill you. There are only a few 6th-level Tao ancestors in hundreds of millions of universes. It's a pity to kill you. Become my slave and help me guard the Sanctuary Alliance. While speaking, Morong Yu's soul power had pierced into the skinny old man's soul. The skinny old man let out a shrill scream and immediately resisted frantically. However, Morong Yu's strength now completely suppressed him. How could he resist? His resistance only served to increase his pain. In the end, the skinny old man's scream stopped abruptly. Of course, it wasn't because Morong Yu had killed him. Instead, Morong Yu had successfully controlled his soul. From then on, Morong Yu had a powerful slave at the 6th-level Tao ancestor level. A slave at this level was more than enough to guard Shenzhen. Of course, if possible, Morong Yu would still get more slaves at this level, or even at the 7th level, 8th level, and 9th level Tao ancestor level. The more such people there were, the less pressure Morong Yu would have. Well, I have a new goal in the future. Morong Yu smiled in his heart. Why didn't he notice this earlier? Yen Ku greets master. After being controlled by Morong Yu, the skinny old man, Yen Ku, suddenly became obedient. At this time, he even bowed to Morong Yu respectfully. Hiss, seeing Morong Yu suppress and even subdue a 6th-level Tao ancestor so cleanly. But everyone who saw this scene could not help but gasp. Morong Yu was too powerful. At this time, there were only these words in their hearts. There were no words to describe it. After this, Morong Yu's reputation soared again. Most likely, no one could replace him, and the entire Sanctuary Alliance was convinced by him. Morong Yu nodded. Protect the Sanctuary Alliance in the future. If there are any intruders, kill them without mercy. If you are not sure, I allow you to use the power of the formation. Yes. Yen Ku bowed to Morong Yu respectfully. Immediately, Morong Yu waved his hand, and everyone returned to Shenzhen. Morong Yu, after this matter spread out, it will definitely deter some of the experts below the 7th-level Tao ancestor level. But if you are strong, those experts at the 7th level or higher will be more interested in you. If you are strong, they will be more likely to take action. Can the Sanctuary Alliance stop them with just this formation? In the temple, the Overlord asked. I am not afraid of 7th-level Tao ancestors, and even killing 7th-level Tao ancestors is not a problem. But I am not sure about 8th-level Tao ancestors. If I encounter a stronger 9th-level Tao ancestor, I can only run. Morong Yu shook his head, and his expression was not good. Morong Yu, the plan now is for you to reach a higher level as soon as possible. Reach the fighting power of 7th level, 8th level, or even 9th level Tao ancestors. Then, you will not be afraid of any Tao ancestors, the Overlord said casually. Morong Yu was speechless. Do you think 7th level and 8th level Tao ancestors are rebirth state? You can break through just because you want to. Everyone was speechless. Now, their enemies were getting stronger, but Morong Yu's improvement was getting slower and slower. Not to mention, there were the 8 great controllers who were even stronger. Now, unless the origin of the sacred universe could find more origin fragments, it would be able to improve Morong Yu's strength quickly. Otherwise, if he cultivated alone, it would take a very long time to break through to the next level. It's time to go to the Great Void Universe to take a look. Morong Yu secretly made up his mind. Now, Yu Yangjia and the others were in the Great Void Universe, and he did not know what had happened there. No matter what, Morong Yu had to go there. After all, the Great Void Tribe had helped him too much. I will leave the sacred universe in a few days. If there is anything, you can send me a message immediately, and I will rush back as soon as possible. At the same time, the Sanctuary Alliance's Great Array can temporarily block 7th-level Tao ancestors without any problem. Morong Yu decided and said immediately. 7th-level Tao ancestors were Morong Yu's current limit. If he encountered an 8th-level Tao ancestor, Morong Yu himself would not be able to block it. It's good for you to go and look for opportunities, Zhao Jiqing said. They all understood Murong Yu's approach. Moreover, they also wanted Murong Yu to become stronger. Otherwise, what awaited them would be a disaster. After further strengthening the Sanctuary Alliance's great array, Murong Yu left the Sanctuary Alliance. However, he did not directly leave the Sacred Universe. Instead, he entered the origin space of the Sacred Universe. The origin space of the Sacred Universe had become stronger, but it was also extremely difficult to find fragments. Therefore, the origin space of the Sacred Universe did not have any clues now. It could only find more fragments. After instructing the origin space of the Sacred Universe to inform him as soon as it found fragments or if anything happened in the Sacred Universe, Murong Yu left the Sacred Universe and appeared in the Purple Phoenix Universe. The Purple Phoenix Universe had become even stronger. When it saw Murong Yu come, the Purple Phoenix Universe's origin seemed very happy. Purple Phoenix, there is something I want to discuss with you. What do you think? Murong Yu wanted to talk to the Purple Phoenix Universe's origin about a problem that he had been thinking about for the past few days. What is it? Just say it. The Purple Phoenix Universe's origin was very straightforward. The Sacred Universe was the first universe in the primordial era. It was extremely powerful. Although it was later destroyed, the Sacred Universe's origin was destroyed. However, it is gradually recovering now. I believe that the Sacred Universe will definitely regain its former glory. Although you have grown well, you are still a little weak. If an expert targets you, you will not be a match at all. Soon, your consciousness will be erased, refined, or simply devoured by those experts, Murong Yu said slowly as he looked at the Purple Phoenix Universe's origin. Murong Yu's words were the truth. Obviously, the Purple Phoenix Universe's origin had considered this problem long ago. Therefore, its expression did not change. It seemed very calm. So, what solution do you have? The Purple Phoenix Universe's origin asked calmly. Merge into the Sacred Universe. Then, you can merge with the Sacred Universe's origin. At the same time, you will become even stronger. Of course, I will definitely benefit from saying this. I will also become stronger because of this. The Purple Phoenix Universe's origin pondered. Murong Yu continued, this is just a suggestion. I will not force you to merge into the Sacred Universe's origin. Now I have control of part of the Sacred Universe. In the future, I will definitely completely control the Sacred Universe. You don't have to worry that I will forcibly devour you in the future. However, my suggestion is beneficial to everyone. I hope you will think about it carefully. With that, Murong Yu's figure flashed and he left the Purple Phoenix Universe. He had already communicated this matter with the Sacred Universe's origin, but Murong Yu was not sure if it would succeed. Now, he did not have much time to think about the Purple Phoenix Universe's origin. His goal was the Great Void Universe. The Great Void Universe was one of the most powerful universes now. It was extremely far away from the Sacred Universe. Murong Yu only had a rough location and did not have a specific route. However, he still resolutely embarked on the journey to the Great Void Universe. Chapter 2336. Murong Yu trekked through mountains and rivers, crossing countless universes. One day, he finally arrived near the Great Void Universe. During this process, Murong Yu had encountered quite a few experts, and quite a few unpleasant incidents had occurred. However, with his strength, these troubles were easily resolved. After all, Murong Yu was now a 3rd-level Dao ancestor, and had the battle prowess of a 6th-level Dao ancestor. With the support of the Sacred Universe, he could unleash the power of a 7th-level Dao ancestor. As long as he did not encounter an 8th-level or 9th-level Dao ancestor, basically no one was a match for Murong Yu. Here, it was worth mentioning that even though Murong Yu was now far away from the Sacred Universe, the Sacred Universe origin could still temporarily increase his battle prowess by 1 level. It was just that the duration was relatively short. However, this was already commendable. After all, if it were any other universe origin, it would be impossible to achieve this. The sacred universe was indeed the most powerful universe in the primordial era. However, during this process, many 6th-level Tao ancestors and even 7th-level Tao ancestors entered the sacred universe. However, they did not discover Morong Yu. Moreover, the Sanctuary Alliance was under the protection of the sacred universe origin. They could not touch the Sanctuary Alliance for the time being. Therefore, the sacred universe was still relatively safe now. However, if an 8th-level or 9th-level Tao ancestor attacked, the Sanctuary Alliance would not be able to withstand it. Although experts of that level were already at the peak of existence in the billions of universes, they would not dare to offend the Sanctuary Alliance. He would, more or less, take into account his own identity and not attack the Sanctuary Alliance to threaten Morong Yu. However, there was no lack of shameless people in this world. Morong Yu could guarantee that there would be shameless people even among the 9th-level Tao ancestors. Therefore, what Morong Yu needed to do now was to improve his cultivation as soon as possible. In front of the Great Void Universe, which was emitting a faint purple light, Morong Yu did not rush over rashly. The Great Void Universe was one of the most powerful universes now. Of course, Morong Yu had only heard about it and had not verified it. However, standing outside the Great Void Universe, Morong Yu could already feel the power of the Great Void Universe. The universe crystal wall of the Great Void Universe was extremely powerful. According to Morong Yu's estimation, ordinary people would not be able to break through the universe crystal wall and enter the Great Void. This way, it would prevent those with evil intentions from entering the Great Void Universe to cause trouble. Of course, this crystal wall couldn't stop those powerhouses. However, in the Great Void Universe, other than this powerful crystal wall, there was also an extremely powerful array formation that enveloped the entire Great Void Universe. If one were to barge in rashly, they would trigger these formations and be killed in the end. Under the dual effects of the crystal wall and the formation, most people from other universes were unable to enter the Great Void Universe. Of course, this was not a problem for Morong Yu. After observing for a while, he turned into a stream of light and flew toward the Great Void. With his battle prowess of a 6th-level Tao ancestor, he easily penetrated the universe crystal wall of the Great Void Universe. In addition to his special physique, the various arrays covering the universe crystal wall were not triggered. Just like that, Morong Yu easily entered the Great Void Universe. Boom! Morong Yu passed through the universe crystal wall and entered the Great Void Universe. Suddenly, an extremely huge pressure descended from the sky and slammed into his body. Morong Yu, who had been prepared for this, immediately unleashed his power and blocked the suppression from the Great Void Universe's origin source. At the same time, waves of aura rolled in from all directions like a flood. Not only was it rich, but it was also of a high grade. This was the Heaven-Earth Essence Chi of the Great Void Universe. It was a faint purple color and was called the Great Void Purple Chi. The reason why the Great Void Universe was purple was because of this Great Void Purple Chi. This Great Void Purple Chi is countless times richer than the Heaven-Earth Essence Chi of the Sacred Universe. If I can cultivate here, my cultivation speed will be thousands of times faster than in the Sacred Universe. However, as long as the Sacred Universe continues to recover, if it reaches the level of the Primordial Era, then the Great Void Universe will be far inferior to the Sacred Universe, Morong Yu thought to himself. As he pondered, Morong Yu's figure flashed and he flew forward. During this process, Morong Yu felt that he was being watched by a pair of eyes. That pair of eyes was obviously the Great Void Universe's origin source. However, Morong Yu was not sure if the Great Void Universe's origin source would send a message to the Great Void Universe's experts to kill him, just like the Angel Universe. After a while, Morong Yu appeared on an origin planet in the Great Void Universe. At the moment, there were still no Great Void Tribe cultivators coming to kill him. However, Morong Yu was deeply subdued by this. He was only at the edge of the Great Void universe. In similar places and locations in other universes, the strength of the cultivators there was usually not very high. They were usually in the rebirth state, chaotic space state, and so on. However, Morong Yu could see that each and every one of the cultivators from the origin star realm was extremely powerful. There were almost no rebirth state cultivators, and there were even fewer chaotic space state cultivators. Most of them were bright world realm cultivators, and some of them were creation realm cultivators. This was only at the edge of the Great Void universe, so the overall strength was really terrifying. Perhaps this was a special place, so the strength was especially strong? However, after Morong Yu traveled to many origin planets and star domains, he realized that high strength was already common in the Great Void universe. In the Great Void universe, there were no weak people. What if it was the center of the Great Void universe, where the heaven and earth essence energy was the densest? What level of strength would the cultivators there be? Great virtue realm experts were everywhere, right? No wonder Yu Yangjia had reached the Tao Lord realm in just a few years. The Great Void Purple Qi here, coupled with the Great Void Tribe's intensive nurturing, made Yu Yangjia's strength soar. I guess Huyening Hao and the other senior brothers' strength must have soared to the Tao Lord realm or even the Tao Ancestor realm, right? Morong Yu smiled. He flew toward the location of the Great Void Tribe that he had heard about. Most of the cultivators in the Great Void universe were from the Great Void Tribe. In this regard, the Great Void Tribe was obviously much stronger than the Soul Tribe. They were both slaves of the chaotic race. The Soul Tribe only occupied a few dozen star domains in the sacred universe, but the Great Void Tribe had already produced a powerful universe. He wondered if there were any ingrates in the Great Void Tribe. At the very least, the leader of the Great Void Tribe, Morong Yu's master, could not possibly be an ingrate. However, there were so many people in the Great Void Tribe, and the Great Void Tribe had developed so much. No one could guarantee that these people would still respect their young master, Morong Yu. Of course, Morong Yu did not want to come here to be recognized by the Great Void Tribe. External forces were external forces after all. What he wanted to do was to improve his own strength. Only when he was strong would he be truly strong. As Morong Yu went deeper, the Great Void Purple Qi became stronger and stronger. The cultivation levels of the cultivators that Morong Yu saw also became higher and higher. However, what made Morong Yu feel strange was that he discovered a problem. The deeper he went, the fewer Great Void Tribe cultivators there were. The higher one's cultivation level was, the fewer cultivators there were. This was very normal. However, the number of cultivators in the Great Void universe was so low that it was suspicious. In particular, there were very few Tao Ancestor-level cultivators. Morong Yu appeared in the star domain where the Great Void Tribe was located without any obstruction. This was the center of the Great Void universe. Only the core disciples of the Great Void Tribe could live and cultivate here. This was because the Great Void Purple Qi was the densest there. However, there were fewer Great Tao realm experts there. Who is spying again? Morong Yu had just approached this star domain when he was stopped by someone. It was a tall old man whose strength had reached the 8th level Tao Ancestor. His strength was higher than Morong Yu's, and he was also older than Morong Yu. Most importantly, although the old man had come to stop Morong Yu, his attitude was not bad. If it were any other cultivator in Morong Yu's shoes, they would have shouted out to kill him or sent a palm strike at him. Therefore, Morong Yu cupped his fists slightly and smiled at the old man. "Senior, I'm here to look for my master, senior brothers, and the others." Hearing this, the old man's face revealed a displeased expression. At that time, when he sized up Morong Yu, he could not help but exclaim in surprise. He could see through Murong Yu's cultivation level at a glance and also feel that Murong Yu's true combat strength was very strong. However, he was sure that Murong Yu's true strength was definitely far inferior to his. But for some reason, when he stood in front of Murong Yu, a feeling of insignificance appeared in his heart. Murong Yu was like an ancient sacred mountain standing in front of him, and he was like an ant in front of the ancient sacred mountain. Shouldn't Murong Yu be the one who felt like an ant? Why was he the one who appeared instead? Murong Yu was like a superior. Wasn't this too strange? This person's background is not to be underestimated. This was because he had this strange feeling in his heart. Therefore, the old man did not dare to be negligent. Instead, he asked gently, "Who is your master?" Murong Yu was stunned. The old man's answer really stumped him. Although he knew that the sect master of the Spaceless Division was the clan leader of the Great Void Tribe, he did not know his name. Seeing Murong Yu's expression, the old man was a little displeased. It was obvious that Murong Yu had deliberately come here like the others. His goal was to make a fool of himself and enter the Great Void Tribe. However, because Murong Yu gave him a special feeling, the old man did not question him. Instead, he asked again, "You don't know your master's name?" Murong Yu nodded. The old man nodded thoughtfully and threw out another question. "Then who are your senior brothers?" "Well, the first one was the first to arrive here. His name is Yu Yangjia. Not long ago, some of my senior brothers and sisters should have arrived here as well," Murong Yu replied with a smile. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.